We are not slaves. The mere existence of rules doesn't bind us to them. Is everybody comprehending this? The existence of these rules are not what binds you to them. Who is that like amazing, mind-blowing realization for? Because it must be for a lot of people. Because even the people that try to talk to us from the government, they are amazed that the existence of the law is not what makes one bound to it. Welcome everyone to today's call. We are gathered here today, this beautiful Tuesday, the alleged 17th day of the first month, year of our Lord 2023. And we're going to be having a good time today as usual. I hope that people have been taking our last installment seriously and doing their research to find the as above, so below link from the federal constitution to the state constitution to the state statutes and codes that literally say who all of this shit is for. Have you guys been enjoying the series so far?
Yeah, excellent.
Absolutely.
Great
Yes.
information.
I want to hear from you guys. What has been most profound that you found yourself, especially when it comes to the connection of Article 1, Section 8, clauses 3, 1, 3, 10, 14, 17. What have you found that is intriguing, fascinating, interesting, looking for that connection in the state and in the county statutes? I want to hear from you guys.
For me, it's just interesting to see that the list of things that they could do is like this short. Like it's really small. Like you can list them.
You can
And
put them
we're
on
just
one hand
using-
some places.
It's super
Tiny.
short. And so that's wild to me.
Yeah, that was wild to me too, because you kept looking for another section. Like, there's got to be more, because they're out here doing all types of stuff. Y'all can only do these 6 things. They can do 6 things, and 4 of them require somebody else calling them for help. Let's hear it. What else you guys got?
It really bugs me the way they are, the way public servants are. So they're shown what they're doing to screw people over, and they still want to do it anyways.
What was that? We're talking about finding information that connects the as above, so below, showing who they're supposed to be talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what was your statement?
That's why I'm at. That's why I'm because I love what I've learned here, because it's helped teach me how to not. I don't have to cower back from them anymore. I can stand boldly up to them and show them where they've been wrong and show them how they're committing felonies.
Absolutely. Does anybody have their county charter or county statutes in front of them? Because if you don't, you're going to need it. Who has their county charter or county statutes in front of them? Because this is where the rubber hits the road.
I got my city.
I hear.
Awesome. Has anybody found something similar to what we went over in Shelby County, Tennessee, that says in the preamble, this is for the government? Has anybody found something similar in their county charter or statutes? Come on, y'all, I'm listening. Anybody found the preamble like it says here in Shelby County?
Well, for where I'm at, I can't find a county charter or city charter listed under them. They
It's
don't have
not
any.
about finding the charter. It's about finding the statutes as well, because not all counties have charters.
Got you. Well, I got them from the code of
Okay,
Virginia,
so
but I
we're just
ain't got
talking
a
about
charter.
wherever you find the controlling rules for your county. That's what you need to find, whether it's in the statutes or whether it's a PDF as a county charter. It is equivalent. There's no need to kill yourself looking for a charter when it's in the statutes, or killing yourself looking for statutes when it's in a charter. The main thing is about finding out where their rules are for their organization, for things that say stuff like this. To adopt this charter as fundamental law for the government of this county. This is what we're looking for.
We definitely just did that with Google and YouTube. Just want to put that out there.
All right. So we're also going to need to pull up the state constitution. So I need everybody to pull up a version of their state constitution and go to the executive branch section. Go ahead with your question, comment, emotional outburst, Queen of Torts.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, right? Hopefully,
to turn my power off. I called the attorney general's office and they said they can't do nothing for me unless I make a payment agreement. I called the county attorney 5 times and left 3 messages and nobody called back.
Yeah, it
I
sounds like
don't
you
know
have to
about-
physically go over there. They might be intentionally ignoring you.
Yeah. Only I have like 4 warrants, so I don't.
And the fact that somebody at the attorney general's office is participating in extortion, I hope you have their first and last name so that you can report them.
Digital water, baby. Digital water.
Yeah, you're sounding like you're underwater.
Malika, does it matter which year for the New York State Constitution?
Why would it matter what year?
I don't know.
You
It's
think, you think one
it
year is
just
going to say
said-
the governor can only talk to the
No.
military, and then the next year is going to say, yeah, he could talk to you 2 years later. He could come to your house.
No,
whatever he
but
wants.
I do know that when I was being helped by some, guru, they did say to choose a specific one. I just don't remember which one it was.
Well, I'll say
Pick-
this to
pick,
add to
pick the
list of-
one that says they're supposed to come to your house, and then compare it to the one that says that they can only control the military.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, okay.
Don't be scared now.
They don't have a charter or codes or statutes.
Impossible. It's impossible for them to not have charters and to also not have statutes.
What they got is a city of Purcell.
No. That's the
run the
city.
county.
I'm talking specifically about the county because we're going after the marshals, the constables, or the sheriffs that are going to come to your house.
Yeah, they're under city of Purcell.
City of Purcell is seated in what county though?
McLean.
So
Isn't
look up
the marshal's the only one?
I've
able
looked
to-
up everything I could think of for McLean County, county of McLean. And
When
the
you
only
go
thing
to
I
the
got is city of
statutes
Purcell.
and you look at the table of contents,
correct.
is there something that says county?
Count or county powers, something like that.
No,
Yes.
it's gonna start off
Don't
by
do
saying
that.
county, and let me just show you guys because I'm not sure.
We just did it.
I
It-
just want y'all to know I don't use DuckDuckGo. So when somebody is like, "Oh, Malika, how do I find this thing?" and they're showing me a screenshot where they typed in RCW in DuckDuckGo and DuckDuckGo says 0 results found, that's because you're using a shitty browser.
Okay.
Don't come back to me and tell me, "Oh, you can't find something." Go to where you know the shit is. Go to Google. Stop trying to be a sovereign citizen foil hat wearer, okay? And so you can find some shit. So anyway, you go to I always say your favorite search engine, but if you can't find if your favorite search engine is not giving you results, don't use that shit. Okay? So see right here where it says Revised Codes of Washington, that's the abbreviation. A lot of people are not aware of what the abbreviation of their codes are. I don't know what the abbreviation of your codes are. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
New York revised codes of New Jersey, revised statutes of Minnesota. I don't know what it's called. You have to know what it's called. But you see right here where they have the titles, you just scroll down and boom, one says administrative law, another one says cities and towns, and one says counties. Wow. Counties. That's what you're looking for.
Quasi. Yo.
They're all quasi, all of them. See right here, it says counties. That's what it is that you're looking for. There's all types of fun stuff in here.
Is the real government in there somewhere?
Nah.
No.
Well, okay then.
This is just administrative law. You see, they call it right there, administrative law. There's nothing here that's gonna say judicial law.
Identity theft.
Absolutely, always. The reason why we're doing this series, guys, is because not just me and Charles, but maybe specifically me and Charles, we're tired of having to tell people what to say when they go to court because the problem is you're going to court.
Suppose you can go in there if you want to.
Yeah, well, shit. Like you like to say now, go in
I
there,
looked at it.
slam your birth certificate on the table. Because we know that's what some of y'all want to do.
I'll just be open and honest. I know I said it already a little bit, but since we got a so-called warning from YouTube when I saw that they were Google DBA doing business as YouTube because we had mentioned something regarding their community guidelines for medical stuff. Immediately, I and Brother R went on check out Delaware's Title 8 as well as their state constitution, and we can see already just from the beginning, as you say all the time, there's no way, shape, or form that any of these corporations, including Google, who's registered under the laws of Delaware, they can do any of the shit that they're doing, even down to, oh, let's remove a video because you said some shit that we don't like.
Well,
about that?
let's
No.
clarify now. Let's clarify. It's not that they cannot do it. It's not that they cannot do it.
They can't do it to us.
Exactly. And why can't they do it to us?
Because we're
'Cause
not
we're not property of, we didn't take an oath.
correct.
We are not organized under the laws of. Okay. And that's the main vein of this series that we're doing. We are not slaves. The mere existence of rules doesn't bind us to them. Is everybody comprehending this? The existence of these rules are not what binds you to them. Who is that like amazing, mind-blowing realization for? Because it must be for a lot of people. Because even the people that try to talk to us from the government, they are amazed that the existence of the law is not what makes one bound to it. That's right. Elijah says their powers are to sue and be sued and to manage their own personal and real estate and tax. And that is it.
Correct.
So now we have to figure out, right? How do we become a part of their administrative law?
Sex consensual.
Contract.
Oath of office.
That is something nice, baby. Something in fucking writing. I don't want no implied shit.
Exactly. No implied shit. You have to be a part. When they say stuff about the body politic, let's go back to this. Body corporate, everybody has to ask themselves, how did you become a member? I don't remember if it's member or members. It must be member. Why am my caps lock on? Let's try member. Okay, that's what we did already. We did members. Let's do member. Just because you were born in a place that people call a name does not make you a member. Does everybody understand that? I don't think everybody who's silent
Yeah.
is actually understanding, because I'm telling you, when we tell ourselves and we tell other people, we have a court date, and the court that you're going to is a county court. Something is wrong if you're not a member. Where's that post, guys?
My person
screenshot-
has a court date tomorrow.
My person has a court date tomorrow. It can't be my person if I didn't join my person to their organization. That got to be their person that they're trying to extort me through. Because if it's my person, I would have to register my person with them.
Okay, it is, isn't it?
I don't know. My person's not registered with them.
Accidentally.
I don't think it's accidentally either. It has to be malicious, because I wasn't sleepwalking and then signed something.
I mean, I got possession of it.
Possession of what? I have possession of my person, not their
Right.
person.
My person, right?
Right, my person. So if they just start using it and I didn't give them permission, it has to be their person they're trying to use to extort me.
What do you say?
Trespass. Trespass. Identity theft. Know what I think I called it? I think I called it members only. Members only. I think it was what I called it. Members only.
Does that come with a jacket?
Straight
I
jacket.
hope everybody got that. Does it come with a jacket? It come with a jacket like what Jamaicans call a jacket.
Yeah, one USC, one straight jacket.
Y'all know what you call a jacket? When somebody tries to assign a child that is not yours to you. It's called a jacket.
Wow.
Okay, so anytime y'all listen to a reggae song and they say something about if they talk about a jacket, that's what they talking about. You gotta go into black.
Kids on taxes is a jacket.
Hold on a second, guys.
They might start catching shut on if we put padding on the walls of their rooms.
They need it.
Give them checkups every now and again.
You said what again?
Give them checkups. Little mental health professionals going into the Department of Vocational Rehab.
Okay, guys, this right
give us
here is
services.
what you're going to be looking for when you are looking into the charters or the statutes or codes or wherever your charter county stuff is for the local state. You're looking for terms like corporate limits, corporate powers, county powers, things like that. Because you see what it says here? This is out of AM jurisprudence. It says a municipal corporation. Remember, it's a corporation. And not a corporation like, oh, it has a DUNS number. That means it's not real government. Don't talk about that stupid shit. When you realize it's a corporation, you have to realize that in order for you to be bound to whatever they're talking about, you have to be a member of the corporation.
Correct.
Does that make sense to everybody?
You work there?
Yeah. Do you work
Yeah.
there? Right. You work there? People be like, I got a court date. Do you work for them? And then people say, oh, well, they told me this, and oh, you was talking to non-coworkers, telling you what they're bound to, trying to confuse you that you're also bound without any proof that you're a member of the corporation. A municipal corporation must have both territory and inhabitants. That sounds like a gang, don't it? Sound like a gang. Gang must have both territory and inhabitants. The corporation consists of both territory and inhabitants. Both are indispensable to its existence. The inhabitants of a territory included within a political organization are the members. Those are the only ones qualified to be. So you might be born or near a territory of the corporation, but does that a proximity automatically make you a member? No. If it did automatically make you a member, what does that mean you are?
A slave.
A slave. I hope that's very apparent to everybody. Anybody who's telling you they're an American or they're a whatever, Washingtonian, Delawarean, Floridian, Texan, just because of where they were born, okay? If someone's telling you that, that person is admitting to themselves and to yourself that they are a slave. That is what they're saying.
And those are all made up.
There's only one way to join a corporation, guys. And what is that way to join the corporation?
Consent.
By
contract, by consent.
Exactly. This is how you have to stop them. This is the only, if you go start talking any other shit, you will lose. As a legal conception, the corporation is an entity distinct from its inhabitants. It remains a local community, a body of persons, the sum total of its inhabitants, and the proper custodian and guardian of their collective rights. Custodian and guardian of how does this even sound like it's talking to regular people? How some corporate entity is going to be a custodian of your private rights? Remember, this is the municipal corporation, which includes the county and the city.
Well,
What was that,
we'll tell
Dean?
you what rights you have.
They can leave you alone. That's the right they're supposed to be protecting.
Correct. Their right to leave you alone. They should be fighting each other viciously to protect our rights to be left alone. Okay, so who has their constitution can pull up the executive section.
Here,
All right. What state is it?
Mississippi.
Mississippi. And what is the section of the executive branch?
It is Article 5.
Wow, all the way down in Article 5.
Same for Virginia.
Wow, all the way down in Article 5.
Same for New York.
I wonder why it's all the way down there.
Article 2 in Maryland.
It's
I
usually
have it
2 or
fourth
3.
and-
Okay, so Mississippi Constitution, Article 5.
Yes.
Section talks about the governor as the commander-in-chief.
Okay, I'm reading.
Section 119. This stuff is not hard, guys. Be lazy. Use the search function. Do you guys see what it says right here? Article 5, Section 119. Does everybody see that
Yes.
one line? What does it say?
Then chief of the military.
Okay, and so where's the child support office?
In the seat of the governor, in his butt.
Everybody. Does everybody who's ever gotten something from child support or child custody recall that they got it came from the governor's office?
Yes.
Definitely.
Are you sure? 'Cause y'all don't sound too sure. Y'all sound like y'all just being yes people.
I know I'm sure. Fucking Larry Hook.
We're not talking to you, Hassan. I know you participated, but
Yeah.
Hassan got like 15 constitutions. I seen them all. Okay, who else has found this section in the Constitution? I want to hear from you guys, man. I need to hear from you guys.
I got mine.
I found Virginia.
Okay, did you get to the part where it talks about who the governor can command?
Yes.
Okay, can you read it to us, please?
Okay, Article 5, Section 7 says, the governor shall be commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Commonwealth and shall have power to embody such forces to repel invasion, suppress insurrection, and enforce execution of the law.
Awesome. So what are they doing at your house talking about child support? See
Wait,
right here? So this is what I want everybody to do. Shout out to everybody sending off their disqualification notices. But if you start a new document, right? So the new document, we're going to do the as above, so below. So we got Article 1, Section 8. We got Clause 1, 3, 10, 14, 17. Why? because this goes back to that municipal corporation that says they need territory and members. Hold on a second, guys.
I just want to make sure I'm not losing
I
it here.
saw,
Oh,
I saw inhabitant and tried to define it just with staying within the statutes, and I could not find no inhabitants anywhere. That's all over the city charter, but nowhere was their definition,
which means they would just claim that it's implied, right?
and nothing can be implied if I'm gonna be there. Somebody is asking about what she was saying about a jacket. She was saying that if you hear jacket, like in the reggae songs, they talk about a jacket, and it means like that somebody's trying to make you like a baby mama or a baby daddy, trying to put the child off on you.
Didn't know that. Thank you.
the lie detector showed that you are not the fuck. Okay, let's go.
As the crowd jumps and acts ridiculous.
Cue the lady who doesn't know who the child's father is. Now she's running to the back. She hits the floor, and now she rolls around. And now it goes.
I couldn't. I told you was the daddy.
I told you it wasn't Tum, it was Tyrell the whole time. But why are you being a Dakita Gonzalez? Dakita Gonzalez. Let me stop. I'm just saying. It's amazing, though.
All right, guys. I had to help my son find the certificate, his certificate of birth from the birth center, because we don't have a vital statistics birth certificate.
Got you.
And he goes, "What's this?" I said, "What it say at the top?" Birth certificate is what it said at the top with his 2 feet. I want y'all to know that my younger sister used that unofficial birth certificate for her whole life until she got to college.
And then she was forced into some federal position that she doesn't belong in.
That's okay, because when she had her child, she did the same thing and never got anything. He's bringing it back to me. Do y'all see this? Y'all
Wow.
see it?
All right now.
I'll admit, what we do for the children, like the children that are born Moorish American, we do their natal charts and the baptismal.
Okay, guys. I still
That's
think you should hold on to this. Make them make a copy.
I didn't do anything.
Okay. All right, guys. Were we in a different friends-in-law, or did I just click off of that? All right. So we're at where the governor is the commander-in-chief of the military. Was everybody able to find that?
Yes, and you were typing in a Word doc.
Yeah.
Yes. Did y'all copy and paste it into y'all's new Word document?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's important for us to know, right? Article 3. Okay, this is their jurisdiction, right? Article 1 talks about Congress shall be who lay and collect taxes, right? Right? Article 1, Section 8, Clause 1 says Congress shall lay and collect taxes. So what is the cashier doing asking you for taxes when you go
Being
to the
a hub.
store? What is the cashier doing talking about is $1 plus 8.5 or 9 cents or 10 cents or whatever it is?
They're
How does
breaking the
the
law.
cashier become a tax collector?
Through her employer's license.
Yeah, that's what makes you a member of Congress?
Not me. That's how she able to collect.
I'm not
though.
saying you like you, but in general, the license is what makes someone able to impersonate Congress.
Right.
Here's
Just
the
like in talking to your sister last night when she was saying that certificate or her license, they made her collect taxes.
Yeah, but that still sounds like impersonation to me, because I've not found the law that says you can become a member of Congress by application. Let's call it what it is. I don't like that word. I like to call it what kind of fraud it is.
Tax evasion.
Wait, what is Article 3, guys? What is Clause 3?
Talking about Article 3 of the Constitution.
Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3. Is that the interstate and foreign commerce?
Are we still doing the states or the U.S.?
We're
Constitution?
starting from the top. We're doing the United States first, because we're going to organize it, guys. We're going to organize it
Correct.
from the top.
To regulate
So-
commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with Indian tribes.
Is that 3?
Correct.
Okay, so what's 10?
Gold and silver.
Silver. No state.
Boo.
Not part of it.
Okay.
Say Article 1, Section 10.
Yeah, I don't need 10 then. Okay, because we're going to do the ones that say they're supposed to be collecting taxes for interstate and foreign commerce, rules for the government, and territory.
Oh, then
Well,
we should stay in Section 8 then. It sounds
We are staying in Section 8, Article 1, Section 8. We just
That's what
doing
I thought.
Clause 1, 3, 14, and 17.
Okay, clause 10 then is not what we just said. Then.
Yeah, clause
Is
10 is about the
pirates-
gold and silver, isn't it?
Maritime crimes.
Oh, maritime crimes. Oh, I
Pirates-
was right. That was
Yeah.
right.
Correct. Correct. That's why I wanted to just be clear. I do.
Maritime crimes. Right? Okay, we are doing it. We are doing it. Now let's do the ones for the state. So for the state constitution, because really y'all normally can't spell. For Washington's Article 3, the executive branch.
It's 5 for Michigan.
Right. So you want to go ahead and put whatever the article is for the executive, and then you want to write down the section that says who the governor can command. It's best to copy paste it of the military.
And the naval forces.
15th Amendment. Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes on incomes.
Yeah, but that income better be in interstate and foreign commerce.
Yep.
Right. But that's getting into the so-called Bill of Rights, right? That would be the Bill of Rights, Article 16. Very
16.
important. The 16th Amendment, right. So there's the Bill of Rights, 16th Amendment. Or I should say the First Amendment, 16th clause, 16th article of the First Amendment. That's actually how they're properly referred to. There has only been one amendment to the Constitution, and from that amendment, there were several clauses in that First Amendment. We call them the Bill of Rights. I hope you guys are getting this down, because we need to stop the nonsense. So the Constitution says who the executive power is about. Now let's go look at, a lot of states, their Bill of Rights is either Article 1 or Article 2 of the state constitution. But where is the part about the legislature? I'm going to borrow this.
Article
this.
4.
Say that again.
Article 4.
Article 4, then what's that, Mississippi again?
Michigan.
Michigan is Article 4. And who do they say they could make rules for there?
Except to the extent limited or abrogated by Article 4, Section 6, or Article 5, Section 2, the legislative power of the state of Michigan is vested in a Senate and a House of Representatives.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's the only thing in Article 5? Oops.
When it talking about in the legislative power.
So what else does Article 5 talk about? Y'all guys gonna make me go pull up everything? So this is how you want your document to look, guys. This as above, so below. Okay. They not supposed to be talking to us. Sorry.
Hashtag joinder. Can you put a hashtag joinder next to that?
I hope you guys are enjoying this exercise because it's very important. So the federal government, so this is the federal constitution, because I know a lot of people, unless they see it done in front of them or do it themselves, it's not going to click. So I'm hoping it's going to click. Okay. Who they can make rules for is what we're looking for. They have the power. This is congressional power. So the state constitution says, because everything is going to point towards military and armed forces. Y'all want some more proof?
Come.
All right. Who has a section of the state constitution? Has everybody found the executive section of the Constitution and the part that says that who the governor can command?
Yes.
I'm still looking for it for Georgia.
Okay, you got to find the executive section. What's the executive section called? Was it Article 1? Is it Article 3? Is it Article 4? Is it Article 5?
3 in Washington.
I know it's 3 in Washington. I'm
No,
using
you
Washington example right here.
I know you know. Now you know I know.
What is it for Georgia? Which article is it for Georgia?
In Michigan, it say military powers.
There you go. There you go. All the mamas and the papas dealing with so-called child support, and it's coming from the governor's office, is it not?
Yep. The governor shall be commander-in-chief.
So
of
what
the
are they
armed
saying
force.
when they try to hem you up with child support from the governor's office? What are they saying about your status?
That you are in the military.
So how can we beat them? How can we defeat them?
By
Where
asking them,
is the written document?
by asking them to show us proof of that.
Where is it?
Open
Because if they
record.
if they do not have it, what are they, and they still move forward, what are they enforcing? This is what we need to put together. What else do you guys have to share? Somebody says they're still looking for it in Michigan. You need to cheat. Look for the words commander-in-chief. You can pull up the,
I just told you in Michigan it say military powers.
okay, it just says military.
Also in Michigan, they have that under Article 5, Section 6. They have where the county commissioner has the powers of the county commissioner. and the secretary.
So in the Constitution, they're talking about the county commissioner.
Yes.
There you go, guys. If the county commissioner is under the command of the governor, what position is the county commissioner?
He's a
The governor of the county.
Got to be the governor of the county. And who can they command?
The sheriffs,
Because the sheriff is part of the what?
military operations on the county level.
That's right. Okay, so let's do another part. Because remember, the municipal corporation needs members and it needs territories, right? So we're going to go to Article 4. I think it's Article 4. Yes. Article 4. Why is Article 4 important? Because Article 4 is what talks about the territorial jurisdiction. Remember, the municipal corporation needs inhabitants and territory. So you're going to find the equivalent of the territorial jurisdiction on the state level. You're going to find it under the session laws, or they might call it seating, session. When I say session, I mean CESSION, or secession, they might call it, or seating, CEDING. Is that how it goes? Okay.
ING.
Does anybody's state constitution talk about their territorial jurisdiction? Anybody found that? Because you see what it says here? Article 4, Section 3, Clause 2. What does it say? Everybody read it.
To dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations respecting the territory or other property belonging to the United States.
Right. Property belonging to G.I. Joe. Anybody know what the G.I. stands for in G.I. Joe?
Government issue.
Is that not property belonging to the United States?
Damn, I thought it was goddamn idiot. Government issue. No, I'm kidding. Goofy in the chat.
Do you guys see this? With your own eyes, territory or other property belonging to the United States. It says clearly to make all rules and regulation. They talk about rules here again. I think it's funny that they don't call it laws and regulation. Don't y'all find that funny? They keep using this word rules. It's as if they know something. Maybe they know that these rules are not law.
Which means they're doing religious work then.
Let's find the same thing on the state level, guys, because we know we found it in the counties, right? We already know we found it for the counties. I just want to show you guys this real quick while some other people are looking up the territorial jurisdiction for their state so that you can see that it has to be property of the corporation in order for them to have an interest, in order for them to have access, even to come ring your doorbell. Okay, so the reason I'm showing you guys this is because someone used this post almost verbatim in order to, get a warrant recalled. I posted in the success stories, and they also, when they recalled the warrant, the county set up another hearing date because of course they want an appearance. First thing I recommended everybody to do was to look up the state statutes for the definition of warrant. And look, guys, I found it in New York.
Thank you.
None of these places are hard to find. You just have to know sort of what you're looking for so you can narrow your search down. So apparently the laws of New York are called the Consolidated Laws of New York, and they got a stupid abbreviation.
Just learned that last night.
Okay, that's cool. So this is in our group Pigpen. For those who are in there, this post was done 9 months ago. And anyone can do this. You just look up the state definition of warrant. It is a check, but that's what the gurus that's trying to make you chase a bag want you to focus on. That's why everybody reads 12 USC 411 and skips the part where you have to be a goddamn federal agent and reads the last line that says it's you can redeem it for lawful money.
Yeah.
So, and you go, yes, I can redeem it for no, dummy. Unless you are the line number 1 where you're a fucking agent, you can't get to the line number 3 that says you could exchange it for lawful money. But everybody wants to skip that part because everybody wants to be a banker. Everybody wants to chase the bag. Who gives a damn if it's a check? It's not. If it's a check and it got my name on it, you're supposed to be paying me. But if it has your name on it or a name you created, stop fucking talking to me. Is the only response. Not, oh, well, where's my money? Well, it's not my name on there. Because in order for it to be my name, I had to give you consent to use it. If you don't need my consent to use it, that means it's your name. So don't try to attach it to me. Everybody follow me?
Name calling.
My goodness, my sister is able to make it in. Hello, Keisha.
Wow, the 100th person.
Yes, because I told her I
Welcome.
wasn't saving spots for her. So the last 2 weeks she's been trying to get in, and she sends me a text message. I'm like, I can't make you get in unless I kick somebody off.
Wow.
Okay, so here is the definition for warrant. A warrant of arrest is a process issued by a local criminal court directing a policy officer to arrest a defendant designated in an accusatory instrument filed with such court and to bring him before such court in connection with such instrument. The sole function of a warrant of arrest is to achieve a defendant's court appearance. The sole function of a warrant of arrest is to achieve a defendant's court appearance in a criminal action for the purpose of arraignment upon the accusatory instrument. There's a big problem about this accusatory instrument because according to the rules of civil procedure, it must be a verified complaint.
Correct.
According to the rules of criminal procedure, it must be a verified complaint. Federal
That's
rules
what
of
I'm looking to wrap my head around. They claim it's a verified complaint, even though they weren't there. All their actors are just saying it's verified because they went through a trooper's barracks with some hearsay bullshit, and they sign a paper and then they make it verified.
No, in order to make it verified, first of all, the rules of criminal procedure clearly say that it must be sworn before an officer by one with firsthand knowledge.
Jesus.
Like in some due process.
Anybody challenge it?
Most
Well,
people
unless
don't
I
challenge
would-
it, of course, because we still think they're supposed to be, they have some reason to be talking to us. They have some justification. You first have to be a member of the organization in order for someone to swear out a verified complaint with firsthand knowledge. You see what it says here? Because that was step one. You look up the definition of a warrant. Step two, federal rules and constitutional provisions of who statutes apply to.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh is right. Uh-oh is right because Rule 17 this is Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Rule 17 requires that the plaintiff and the defendant have the capacity of what?
Public officer.
But Malika, I want to play tag and I want to tag you and you're it. So now you have to chase me.
It says clearly, guys, the plaintiff and the defendant. Is it all making sense now? They can make rules for the government and the armed forces, and then here's who they could invite to court.
They both had to have put their foot in to be any, meeny, miny, mo.
Yep. Catch a what by the toe?
Yeah.
They playing duck, duck, goose with y'all. It says the plaintiff and. Do you guys see that? Read it yourself. You'll see the commas in there. Plaintiff, defendant, capacity of public officers. We already got Rule 14 on there. Government, rule, land, right? Got this on there. You can correct it now. Y'all can come to the post.
So it seemed like those secure party creditor gurus got the right verbiage, but the wrong execution.
And that's
And
what pisses me off about most people that teach stuff. I be listening to them like, wow, they totally understand exactly what's going on. And then they're like, and then incorporate your name and make a DBA. And I'm like, what? No.
Why would you?
No. Why would you want to? What?
Yeah. That
What?
fucking sucks.
It
Why
already
would
is.
you want to do that?
It already is.
The second reason they can talk to you, and everybody's listening to me very carefully, is if there is an imminent emergence. Violations of statutes require that you gave express written consent to be bound under the Constitution and the statutes of the United States and the states. Without your consent, there better be an injured party claiming damages or an emergency. There's a tsunami coming, the bridge is out, road exploded, there's an open fire hydrant.
I'm out of Grateful Pond.
I'm out of Great Poop emergency.
Blur the lines because they've declared an emergency.
Stop your mouth. Shut up.
They're blurring the lines.
They will never come to you and say, I know I'm only supposed to be talking to you if there's an actual emergency, but I'm here to violate your rights under the Emergency Banking Act.
I'm actually trying to do that shit. seems like some sarcasm trying to be taken seriously. It's like when we go, "Oh, you're trying to treat me like an employee? Well, where's my check?" And that doesn't mean like really try to fill out documentation to get an actual check, though. It's like
Right.
you hold them to see how foolish their position is and trying to hold you to appear in court.
Yes, because they tell you again in Article 3 that if it is judicial, and you guys have to remember, not everything in court is judicial. Not everything in court, not just because it's in a court or they're calling themselves court, it automatically means judicial. Because guess what? They're administrative courts. Have you guys ever heard of that? Traffic court is an administrative court. What is the administrative agency for a traffic court?
The county or the municipality.
No. What is it actually called? What is the agency?
Department of
that they're
Motor
enforcing?
Vehicles.
The secretary.
Transportation.
Transportation. Come on, guys.
Department of Transportation.
Department of Transportation.
Title 49.
They're having an administrative court hearing for the administrative agency called the Department of Transportation.
More specifically, the Secretary of Transportation.
Correct. And that's who's supposed to have given that court a delegation of authority for that specific individual case in order
Correct.
and then you have to be a member of the military because
Correct.
it tells you the judicial power shall extend to all cases arising underneath the Constitution. How did you get underneath the Constitution? I thought you was the people in the preamble. Say that again, Charles.
So they have to cut corners. They would never get anybody.
That's what I'm trying to explain to people. The way that they're running it, right? If it was legit, they would only have like 100 policy officers to manage the thousand other.
You can have all of your tickets could be removed. Department of Transportation. Court.
Yes, and you can remove your tickets to the Department of Transportation. Everybody, that was my little sister on. Okay, so your voice sounded a little bit more like mine. So I was like, hey, talking to myself. You can remove your tickets to the Department of Transportation, and the Department of Transportation is going to dismiss it because the Department of Transportation is going to be like, she's not one of our licensees. What are you doing?
So that's your evidence.
What evidence they going to show you, Charles?
That's what you're saying. They're going to say that's your evidence, right?
Yes, of course. That's your evidence.
So
So
actually,
you just contact them and say, I want my case removed to the federal jurisdiction of the Department of Transportation.
It don't have to be the federal jurisdiction of the Department of Transportation. It could just be the state department. It don't matter which Department of Transportation. They're going to look in their Department of Labor file and they're going to be like, we don't have this person in here.
It's gonna be federal, and a federal judge is gonna come to court and be like, "What is this shit in my court? Who put this in here? Was it you, Frank, trying to prank me?"
Yeah, Frank's trying to prank. They tell you who and how they are bound. The judges in the state shall be bound. The senators shall be bound. Because why? Guys? Who the rules made for?
Employees, they're employees.
Exactly. Senators, representatives, members of the legislature, and all executive and judicial officers. Did you know policy officers are executive officers? The sheriff is an executive officer. Clerk of the court is an executive officer. Both the state and the United States shall be bound by oath or affirmation. They tell you who's bound under the Constitution. They tell you how they are bound. Is everybody understanding?
But your local PD is not constitutional, right?
No, they're not constitutional. Well, I
Right.
shouldn't say no, they're not constitutional. It doesn't matter if they're constitutional or not. I don't
Well-
care what they are, actually. Because what I do know is that there's only 2 reasons for them to talk to regular people without our consent. Can anybody tell me what those 2 reasons are?
Warrant and a felony.
Emergency.
Okay, I'm gonna need Charles to stop talking. No,
Yeah.
don't stop talking. Just stop answering the questions. There's only 2 reasons that they can talk to you guys. One requires that you actually caused harm. Does everybody understand that? Actually caused harm. You don't have to consent with
leave it-
express written consent if you already harmed someone. That's called corpus delicti. and you actually injured somebody. Okay? You actually injured somebody. They can talk to you.
You injured the state, dog.
Nah. That's why I'm making a distinction that it actually has to be a body, like a somebody, a living, breathing, flesh
Not
and
an
blood.
entity. Not an entity.
Okay? The second reason they can talk to you, and everybody listen to me very carefully, is if there is an imminent emergency. You harm somebody, there's an emergency. Violations of statutes require that you gave express written consent to be bound under the Constitution and the statutes of the United States and the states. Everybody needs to be crystal clear on that. Without your consent, there better be an injured party claiming damages or an emergency. There's a tsunami coming, the bridge is out, okay? The road exploded. There's an open fire hydrant.
I'm out of Grateful Pond.
I'm out of Great Poop emergency.
Yeah, but they blur the lines because they've declared an emergency.
Stop it.
through
Shut your
the
mouth.
COVID
Shut
shit.
up. Shut.
Yeah, but
saying that.
they're blurring the lines.
They will never come to you and say, I know I'm only supposed to be talking to you if there's an actual emergency, but I'm here to violate your rights under the Emergency Banking Act.
Yeah, that's basically what they're
They will not say that. Don't play
Their
yourself.
actions.
No, it's not their actions. When these agents show up at your house, they think that you're under the Constitution too. They do not think that they're acting under the Emergency Banking Act or any other emergency act.
You're violating my constitutional rights.
Bang bang. Shoot them.
They're not blurring the lines. You are blurring the lines.
In
We
your own
are
mind.
blurring the lines because our vision is blurry, period. We are not clear. We don't know why or when where these officers are supposed to be talking to us. So when they start talking to us, what do we usually do?
Confessing some bullshit like
What you say?
They are not the
Contract with
ones
them.
blurring the lines. We are the ones blurring the line. We are the ones who don't know that they're not supposed to be talking to us
We are the boss.
without an emergency, an actual emergency, not a declared emergency on paper. Because guess what? The Constitution never gave the agents power to suspend the Constitution. What the fuck sense would that even make? We're gonna hold you to this Constitution. We're gonna punish you if you violate it. But if you don't like what we told you, just suspend it. Does that
That's
sound
all.
like it actually happened? Does the rules for them actually say you can suspend the rules for yourself?
I don't understand how people get the gun charges.
Because people are stupid. It's like your friend you showed me when you showed me the front page of their release, and on the top where it says complaint, N-O-N-E, complaint, N-O-N-E.
So no verified complaint.
But he was in jail for 366 days.
What the fuck at Thailand?
This is what happens to you when you don't know that these people are not supposed to be talking to you. And if they do try to talk to you, the limitations of their conversation.
But I'm a secure party creditor.
This is what happens when they make an accusation of something arising under the Constitution and you don't go, okay, so how did I become bound? Can you show me the record that supports the underlying obligation? Or we're charging you under the statute. The United States statute, the state statute, the county statute. You never said, can I get the documentary evidence that I am bound to these statutes? Why didn't you never ask? Because you thought you were what?
Robin Thicke, they employee.
You thought you was a slave. Because you know you weren't an employee because you never got any checks. But we do think we're slaves. Come on, guys, be honest. Be honest. We thought we were the slave, yes or no?
Oh, Malika, you better stop that for Massa don't give us the good white meat of the chicken.
Come on now, be honest with yourself. You were showing up in court and prostrating yourself and all this bullshit because you never asked how you were bound, how you became bound.
Absolutely.
You figured, Well, my parents had sex over here, and then boom, I popped out. So the laws
They apply
they
to
must
me
be
because I'm here.
applicable.
It was all imagination.
Yes, all our imagination and allowing them and their imagination to rub off on us. Because remember I said rules for criminal procedure? Look what it says, guys. Number 3, preliminary. Preliminary means it happens when, guys?
Before.
Before. So before anything else happens, there has to be a what?
A preliminary hearing.
What does it say right here? The complaint. So when Charles' friend sent us a document, and at the top where it says complaint, the question, right? Complaint. And the answer is NONE.
Shit's so sad.
How is that not the problem, guys?
So
A
sad.
complaint is a written statement of essential. If you're missing what's essential, if you're missing what's preliminary,
Shit else matters afterwards.
don't shit else matter.
Kind of like the judge.
You got to disqualify that judge. You got to disqualify the prosecutor. Because a complaint is the essential facts. And then it says it must be made under oath before a magistrate or other judicial officer. So if it does not exist at all, or it exists allegedly, but it wasn't made under oath before a magistrate or other judicial officer, the stuff is nullified. But we still over here like, gotta go to court. Got a court date. Gonna show up and get my ass kicked. When I say that people must be doing this for excitement, I know we laugh, but what the fuck other reason are they doing it?
Okay, now, Lilika, now that we know that we can transfer to the Department of Transport the citations and the infractions and all that, has somebody already done that? Or do we just inform the court and say we're having this all transferred?
It's called a
then
removal.
just-
It's called a removal. And if you type in hashtag removal up here, you'll see a long talks and videos and all types of shit that y'all don't watch.
We probably watched
Okay?
it, just didn't
Just
comprehend.
you have to put in a notice of removal to let the lower court know this case has been removed to a different jurisdiction.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You gotta notice that jurisdiction too.
And then we
Yes.
just contact the Department of Transport and say, here's this case, and they did it.
Go to your
uh,
administrative office of courts homepage, guys. You will see the administrative office of courts has hearings for transportation, child support, all that other shit that y'all trying to argue in the county court for no reason.
Yeah. Okay.
It's on the administrative office of courts.
Awesome.
And that's why they are who is carbon copied or in the certificate of service with our disqualifications, with our notice of no authority,
Mhm.
or anything else. The administrative office of courts. I
Okay.
showed people in Tennessee, someone said one parent was trying to sue them for custody, and we went to the administrative office of courts website and pulled up the form for that transaction. And on the form, it says it's for foster parents. It's for foster parents. It's on the form. In order to say, I want to take custody or I want to remove custody from, it's for foster. And no one is asking for the record from the administrative office of courts or from the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services. Where is your application to even be a foster parent?
Yeah, plain.
Y'all want to argue other shit. I'm a good mom. I'm a good dad. I pay for my kids. I pay for their school. Who cares? Are you a foster parent? Is there evidence on the record that you're a foster parent? That's why I say people must be bored. You must be bored as fuck. They start talking to you. You start talking back. They like, oh, okay, they okay, shit. And you like, you over here playing tennis with the referee because you're not playing with an actual opponent. They got the judge out there with his dress flying, batting you tennis balls, and you don't see nothing wrong with it because you're either happy to share your business because you want to be infamous or famous or you're bored or some shit. But all of this that I'm showing you guys is because I had the question in my mind. Why the hell are they talking to me? Why are you inviting me to the public safety building? Why are you inviting me to the public safety building of the county? When did I become part of the public safety administration?
Participation.
Participate. I never participated. I never had an application to become a member of the municipal corporation. Right here, where somebody mentioned joinder earlier. See right here where it talks about permissive joinder of parties. Who may be joined? Defendants. Wow. Who may be joined as a defendant? Look at it, guys. Federal rules, civil procedure. Who may be joined as a defendant? Persons as well as vessels, cargo, or other property subject to admiralty in rem. That's it. How did you become subject to in rem admiralty? Because this right here, maritime, this is admiralty too. Admiralty and maritime crimes. How did you become bound? How? How did you become eligible to be a defendant? Persons who may be joined, defendants. You got to be a defendant person.
I rebuke that devil. That's what you
Yes, rebuke the devil. This is the GI. This is government issued. Government issued. They're telling you who can even be a defendant.
So summons to T. It's scary after a while.
But you have to be subject to that admiralty in rem. That quasi.
Out of all the ounces of the matter, like the 11th.
We're gonna have it tomorrow.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you
Hold
said
on.
5 is 251.
Also, that's
So you guys see, I already put this post together. How old is this post now? 9 months. This is not the only post that I've tried to make of this, but you guys don't pay attention until we do it in a video. And then even after that, you still don't pay attention because somebody's going to come and be like, I have courts next week. And someone's going to be like, when did you join the municipal corporation? And the person's saying that I have court, they're going to be like,
When did you become an employee?
they're going to be like, no, they just sent me this thing saying I have to show up.
And you decided to be a slave again.
Well, they got my name, right, Charles? They got my name on this thing.
And you told them they could put it there?
Person's name.
No. How are we gonna be your person's name if you didn't give them permission? It gotta be their person, and then they're trying to give you a jacket.
You gonna take care of this?
I know when my Jamaican friends listen to this, they're gonna have a good laugh. Okay? Look at what is necessary for actions to be in rem.
Judicial authorization and process.
Judicial authorization and process, because it's a special provision. It still has to have an arrest warrant. The court must review oh my God, you still have to have a complaint.
Jesus.
And supporting papers. If the condition of in rem action appears to exist, not proven to exist, appears to exist, the court must issue an order directing the clerk. So the court still has to issue an order directing the clerk to issue a warrant for the arrest of the vessel, not of the man, arrest of the vessel.
But do you ask now, who's a vessel?
Well,
now this one you give them the certificate.
Yeah, I can show you guys exactly where it says who's a vessel. So glad you asked. Because I study the shit out of these codes. Bam.
Who's a vessel?
The term vessel of the United States means a vessel belonging. It has to be yours. It has to be a G belonging in whole or in part to the United States or a citizen thereof.
That's a business.
That's when you throw the birth certificate down, Malika.
There goes the person.
Now you know that's Charles. Charles is on here. She said that's when you slap the birth certificate down there, Charles.
I did that shit.
You did, Charles. I'm glad you did. Because ain't no other way to find out unless you fuck around, right? I mean, I like to learn through other people's mistakes. Who else? Who else like to learn through other people's mistakes before you learn from your own?
Hey,
I love sitting there with my notebook, like, okay, not doing that.
I got binoculars. I got my little
Not doing that shit
notepad.
neither. What the hell?
Like,
What's that
okay,
old-
yep,
what's that old
that's
white
good.
guy?
That's good. That no, that is
Yeah,
check.
like that. I'm gonna do that. Check.
Hey,
Yeah.
Malika.
Doing that one next. Doing that. No.
Hey, Malika.
Yeah.
What's that old white guy's name that he got his kids taken away a long time ago. He's a guru. I can't remember his name right now.
David Wynn Miller.
Nah, he's an older guy than him. But he uses the method where, he just uses simple ass methods. I can't remember his name. That just pissed me
You
off.
talking about Carrie?
Is that him?
He got a gut.
Nah, it's a skinny old white guy. Glasses. Damn it.
Bill Thornton?
You're not talking about Thornton, right? You're not talking about Bill Thornton.
His last name's like maybe a K or something.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay,
Jay
you'll know.
Keaton.
I'm
No,
thinking
not
about it,
Jay
but I can't remember his name either.
But what was the point? But regardless of his
Uh,
name, what's your point?
Well, he came up with some easy shit, and I used it in court, but I didn't know that it worked, right? And so I lost. They were like, "What do you mean?" He's always talking about how he's a man and this, that, and the other. He keeps it real simple.
You talking about Carl Lentz?
Yeah, I think it's Carl. Yeah, I think it's Carl. I used that shit and had it won. Had the case won. They asked me what I wanted to do, and I was like,
Yeah, he wasn't expecting. That's when Charles was not expecting to win.
right. I was on offense and I was ready for defense. So I had two cases like that where I had it beat and didn't even realize.
Didn't even know. It's
They
hard to
reset-
tell when you got a
reset the
case
court.
beat when you show up to court.
They reset reset the hearing, after 5 minutes, and
Right.
then had called me back in, and then I was on defense.
Right. Because you didn't know. They figured out you didn't know what you were doing.
Right.
Right. Which is the problem again with literally just showing up in court when you have no idea what you're doing. That's a problem. So now that we have started to focus on not going to court because you are not a United States vessel, right? You're not a United States citizen. I know somebody just pointed it out. But let me just show y'all something real quick. You see how it says a vessel belonging to, in part, or a citizen thereof, right? The United States or any corporation. This is very important. This is very important. Any
Fuck you, Google.
corporation created under the laws of. Remember, you got to be underneath it.
Like a bottom bitch.
And how do you become created under the laws of the United States? How does something become created under the laws of the United States?
By registration.
By registration. Application for registration. It still has to be express written consent. It's not automatic. It says
Ooh.
created under the laws. When your parents had sex and then you were born, I don't think that automatically means you yourself was created under the law of the United States. What do y'all think?
I agree.
Hell no.
We already see it says property of the government, belonging to, in whole or in part.
What about
That's
the
why they
marriage
try to
license?
make our parents dedicate us to.
What you say, Charles, about the marriage license?
Yeah, I said, what about the marriage license?
What about it? The marriage
Only
license
applies
is
to-
a what? Is what kind of all licenses are what?
Business license.
Business licenses. Were you starting a business when you got married?
Did you create a business opportunity?
Was that your intent?
Substantial nexus.
Was your intent to create a business? See right here? You guys see with your own eyes? What does that say?
Trade shows.
United States business.
Means what?
You know, a
United
citizen, United States citizen.
Uh-huh. 15 USC 4720 is a word.
I tell you guys this because I show you guys this because in the local state statutes, this is what you will be starting to see. In your local state statutes, look for something called engaging in business. Like literally put engaging in business, like in a quote, I'm going to say a major search engine, not DuckDuckGo. You could try DuckDuckGo, of course, but I don't know what it's going to show you. But if you put engaging in business and you put the state or the state code, whatever the abbreviation is, like if you put engaged in business RCW, because it comes up easy in Washington, you will blow your own mind. They're telling you about this under the laws of the United States or any state. This is very important.
Like when I read the terms and conditions for YouTube and it says Google or YouTube or whatever, Google LLC doing business as YouTube under the laws of Delaware.
Under the laws of, belonging to, under the laws of. Are you guys starting to make a connection?
So hold
Google
on real quick. So yesterday I was reading an article where it showed the terms and condition for PayPal, so that you're under the laws of England and Wales. Somebody posted yesterday in the terms and agreement.
Could it be any more clearer?
all the so-called original 13 colonies, if you go and read those, because they're the so-called first ones on the East Coast, all of them, first of all, are trying to force you into some weird ass religion, type shit. And they're going to say according to the laws of England.
England. What? Wow.
There's that whole Vatican
Metropolitan Vatican nonsense.
By Almighty God, we the people of the state of Maryland. Get the fuck out of here. What are you trying to? Is this a crusade on paper? Yes, it is a crusade on paper.
Another thing you guys are going to find in the state constitution is where it says all political power is inherent with the people or inherent to the people. Have you guys found that in your state constitution? I know you guys are supposed to have it up in front of you. I would put that here.
It's in the charter.
Yeah, I've seen it
Right
before.
here. All political power inherent in the people.
I used that one in the judge I sent the letter to last week.
What did he say?
I used that all the political power to the letter I sent to the judge.
Awesome.
What did he do? Put out a warrant?
Yeah.
Did he?
Well, they put it. They got. I don't know if it's a warrant. They got a contempt of civil court.
Okay, so who found something juicy in their state constitution? What section is all political powers inherent in the people?
Should be the Declaration of Rights. Or the
You're right. It
preamble.
should be either in Article 1 or Article 2, depending on where they put your so-called Bill of Rights or Declaration of Rights.
In
If not,
Virginia is Article 1, Bill of Rights, Section 2, power, people the source of power. It says that all power is invested in and consequently derived from the people. The magistrates are their trustees and servants and at all times amendable to them.
Please copy and
that is
paste that
beautiful.
into your document.
That is beautiful.
Told you that's that East Coast shit. Tried to tell you.
I'm
Put that shit
telling
right on the
you.
re- Now pay the bill, bitch.
Right. Now pay this,
Which
oh.
one was that one?
As a matter of fact, on some shit like that, I might take in all the bills, like I said.
That's what I'm saying. Just ride around with a whole stack of that bitch. You might have to run into the magistrate. They might drag you before a magistrate. Could you imagine them dragging you in under your armpits and then you go, "Ooh, I'm so glad you guys took care of that." Wow, here's my stack of bills.
You hear me?
Pay my mortgage.
It's a
Pay
bankruptcy.
somebody mortgage. It ain't
Oh no,
mine.
pay somebody mortgage.
It got to be the state mortgage.
I'm saying
Okay.
it's a bankruptcy anyway.
Now, we got to go back to the of the county. Come on, guys. Just like how we're seeing that it has to be property of the state. Everybody loves to see these posts, but nobody knows what to do with them. You see where it says enforcement of city and county codes prohibited. Enforcement of city and county codes prohibited. It's not that it's prohibited, period. It's only prohibited from being exercised outside of its charter jurisdiction, outside of its statutory jurisdiction. It's not just California and them applying it or attempting to apply it outside of its corporate jurisdiction, corporate limits, is considered a violation of the takings clause of the Constitution. It is a taking. Everything that you will see is going to show you that it has to be some type of military something going on, some type of government interest going on. It's just not, I work for the alleged government of this municipal corporation. I'm at work right now. I can see you, therefore you must be bound. If your job description says only deal with people who pass this aisle, right? Who pass this way. Only deal with them. Only talk to them. Only engage with them, right? But a duck passes your path. Are you going to engage with the duck? And a dog passes. Are you going to engage with the dog? How about a rhino? A rhino passes. You going to engage with the rhino?
I don't know what sound they make.
Does rhino make sounds? I think if I hear a stampede, I might think rhinos are coming. That's the sound they make. It says here, California law prohibits cities and counties, which are municipal corporations, from enforcing municipal codes and ordinances upon property, look at guys, that is not owned by the municipal corporation, even if the property is within the territorial limits. Because just because something is there doesn't mean it automatically becomes under your jurisdiction. That would be talking to the duck, talking to the dog, talking to the rhino. Them just being there doesn't mean you have a legal opportunity or obligation or anything. You have authority even.
Hashtag fuck your eviction.
That's right. And you're everything else. Because when the sheriff shows up to try to give you service to come to court for anything, child support, child custody, traffic, so-called, land court, eviction, whatever, foreclosure, how can it suddenly become their business at this county court if it's not involving property owned, even if the property is allegedly within the city limits? That doesn't, it's not an automatic like, yes, I didn't have sex here, but I birthed my baby here. Shazam, my baby becomes property of the city or of the county. My parental rights become property of the county.
That portion.
Bully? Someone say bully?
Bullying, right? That's a bully. And we are allowing ourselves, that's a good term, because that's what's actually happening. Bullying. And we're just here for it. We're just here for it.
And it's a reestablishment of the hypnosis for the ages. After that hyphen, it says, even if the property is within the city limits, like, but it's not. So how you want to say, like, it's
but
not
it's within the technical city limits. Yes, you can arrest every other policy officer within this so-called city parameter. Technically, there it's true.
It sounds
right?
like it sounds like
No.
But that's like saying, you know, again, when my child comes into your house, it doesn't automatically put my child under your jurisdiction. If my child does something, you got to come to me.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, huh? Because if you touch my child, I'm gonna come over there and beat you up, Charlie. If my child could only be at your house if you get to discipline them, my child's never coming to your house.
Well, no, not if they fucked up the first time, goddamn.
But if they fucked up, you gotta talk to me.
Right.
I'm the mama.
I'm gonna let you know I whooped that ass.
Oh no, I'm gonna let you know I'm coming over there and beat you up. You touch my child. But I told my husband the same thing. You touch my children, we gonna fight. I told my mom the same thing. You touch my children, don't touch
I don't care what happens. Don't hit him. I love don't touch
Do
him.
not hit my children.
I agree, Malika.
Because if you only hit my child because they're smaller than you, you're a bully. Because now my children are taller than both my parents. My sons are. My daughter is barely trying to get up there next to me. Nobody wanted to put hands on my daughter. I didn't have to defend her. She was the princess. She could do no wrong. My dad made a whole song about don't do nothing bad to her. All that.
Well, I suppose if it was outside of the group, you know what I mean? You got a family, you know, you got close friends and shit. Them are the ones that'll whoop your ass.
No.
Somebody we don't
no
know?
one is touching my children. We're not even going to talk about that. That shit start getting me like, I start feeling heat when people talk about putting their hands on my children. I start feeling something burning right here. So anyway,
growing up, I was beat like a runaway slave.
I don't beat little kids.
Exactly, that's how they.
I just can't do it. I just can't do it. When I look, if I'm looking down at them, I can't hit them. And if I'm looking up to them, I'm damn sure not gonna hit them.
Question: what city limit or county limit or state limit is actually geographical though? outside of the documentation that's stating what it is.
Well, none
Look at the
of it is
word.
actual. It's only documentarily actual, if you want to put it like that.
Correct. So
They
graph
said
is
we're
what?
going to enforce our rules on our members within this area here. That's what they agreed on.
It's a
geograph,
graphic.
geo meaning
Graphic
earth,
picture.
That Malika ceded to her own by the United States.
Talking about a
Yes,
map.
ceded to our own by, right, the United States.
That's not, so everybody lets everybody know that's how I beat the property tax.
Yeah, that's how we beat the property tax. Because we showed they didn't have any territorial jurisdiction because all the property that is in their territorial jurisdiction has to be owned by. This is how you beat foreclosure. Nobody's talking about this. People want to talk about MERS. Nobody
Less than-
don't care nothing about that. That's why I even went to those people who did the MERS investigation and I sent them a message on Facebook like, hey, thank you for all of your mostly useless investigation into MERS. But if y'all don't tackle the territorial jurisdiction of the fact that the in rem jurisdiction, because this is related to in rem. In rem, that's when we pulled up the Title 18 vessel, okay? In order to have in rem jurisdiction, the property has to be owned by any corporation created under the laws of the United States or any state, territory, district, or possession. That's the only way in rem jurisdiction is going to be applicable.
Man, they be cheating.
Hell yeah, they cheat because they're bullies.
And if you don't say nothing, don't
If
be
you, yeah, we be saying stuff. I'm a good mom. I did pay, right? I wasn't that late. That's the type of shit we say. I'm innocent.
I don't know you. I played the bully. I don't know you shit, motherfucker.
California Penal Code, Chapter 5B. I don't know if this is still accurate. You're going to want to check to see if it still is because they changed shit around. Citations for violations of county or city and county ordinances. Section whatever through whatever. It was repealed at this time. The Supreme Court ruled that municipalities cannot exert any act of ownership and control over property that is not owned by them. They give you a case if you want to go look at it. No expiration on the date on the taking clause. That's the Fifth Amendment violation, the taking clause, for cities' illegal enforcement of its codes on a man's private property and restricting the man's business. They have zero authority. You see right up here? Coming from the federal constitution, they have no authority over private stuff. This is why I don't understand why everybody that's public and private don't mix. But let me show you how to try to smush it together. They don't say that. They don't say, let me show you how to try to smush it together. But they do try to show you how to smush it together.
That's what they're doing.
Of course, but they're giving lip service. Public and private don't mix. Public and private. You damn right public and private does mix. Public and private does mix. Why? Because somebody from the private could come and say, I want to be G.I. Joe in the public. You can do that. You can. The question is, did you? Did you? Because if you did, wouldn't there have to be a record of that? If you did, if you said, I want to go from the private, at least, even if it's part-time, and I want to work for the public, I want to operate a vessel.
That's what them police are doing.
Or other property. Subject to admiralty process in rem.
Ain't that what the sheriff's doing on the delivery of the notices?
When they come to your house?
Yeah.
No, when they come to your house, they just straight trespass in their territorial jurisdiction. Because
Right,
they
but
can't prove that your apartment, brownstone, condo, brick and mortar
But what I'm
is
saying is
property of the United States.
They're getting paid publicly to deliver private notices.
I think that's a violation. It's called use of, what is it called? When you use
of
public
property?
funds, when you use public funds for private shit, what is that violation called?
Emolument?
Eminent domain.
Emolument violations.
Is it really?
Eminent domain.
But if they do eminent domain, what has to happen before they take anything?
Just compensation.
Boom. Boom. So if you did not pay me yet, what you doing here?
Wow.
Oh, well, we're here to take. Well, the taking can only happen after the pay.
You might now.
You mine now? Like, we go together? Look at me. Look at me. As soon as you look my way, the cop be like, yeah, we going together now.
Nah, we don't go together.
Okay. So let's go down. Because we gotta go to property of. Okay, here we go. This is the example in Ohio. It's under tax levy. Tax levy. Tax levy for what? Judicial and court fund. What? Look what they're collecting taxes for in Ohio. It's for the court fund, guys. Did you know that? Did you know that when they try to give you a ticket, the city officer, agent, policy officer tries to give you a ticket and you pay it, it goes right here. It goes so they can continue to do it to other motherfuckers. Right here.
Oh,
Tax
so
levy
they are
Maybe,
for
part
a
of the
judicial
same
fund.
association?
Yeah.
in this municipal court out here even says on the wall, thank you to the citizens for voluntarily taxing themselves to make this municipal corporation possible. What?
What?
Man, that is crazy.
You're gonna have to go just
Alright.
to take a picture for us, Joe.
This ain't-
Okay.
They
So
holding IRS?
this is just an example. They're trying to charge county taxes, right? County taxes. Everybody who's paying property tax from your house, you are doing it voluntarily, because unless your house is property of the county, it doesn't even qualify to be taxed. Okay?
Correct.
It
So
says
what
it
do they
right
call
here.
it? They
The
call
Board
it
of
traffic
County
ticket?
Commissioners at their June sessions annually may levy a tax on each dollar of valuation of taxable property within their county for the purpose of creating, they tell you why, a judicial and court fund. Such
So they
funds
call
shall
it-
be expended for payment of all expenses subject to whatever this other section is of the revised codes of the various courts of the county.
But they're calling it civil and criminal.
They're calling themselves what?
So they're calling it civil and criminal though.
Oh yeah, they're called. Well, it's their internal civil and criminal, their internal, what do they call it? Municipal corporation, where you have to be within the corporate limits. How do you become part of a corporation, my friends? How do you become part of a corporation? If anybody works for anybody else, how did you join that company?
You have to apply.
You
And
had
it
to
said-
apply. So what is the question to ask them?
When did I pray or beg for a position with you?
Where is it? Where's the proof that I applied, begged, that you offered anything? And the reason I put a star here is because it says the expenses subject to this section, so you guys can see what this section is for. Look what this section is for.
County building.
County buildings, county offices, and county equipment.
A courthouse, jail,
Public comfort station. What?
comfort station.
The rest stops at the bus stops.
Hey, does that mean that the
Oh,
people
you
that
know,
tax
if you
own
know.
that shit or what?
Does that mean what?
Does that mean the people that they tax and own all that shit or what?
Again, the only people they're supposed to tax are the ones using county property to run a for-profit business.
Wow.
If you're not running a for-profit business on county-owned property, you're just volunteering.
The benefactors own it.
I don't quite know if because you're volunteering, you get to act like it's yours. I don't know how that works. Because
So
for
it's-
all I care, these places don't have to exist at all. For me,
But if someone tries to force you to the city stuff, the county stuff, the state stuff, right? Wouldn't they be considered, what's the word? Mafia, right? Isn't that
I think so. I mean, they only turn into a mafia after you declare or show that you're not participating. For most of us, they're not the mafia. They're just a private escort. Because I was gonna go there, I was gonna go to court anyway because I believe I belong there.
I believe I'm a corporate.
Yeah, they believe they're part of the corporate limits. They tell you what they're collecting money for. They tell you right here, it's for court records. Gators bond. Uh-oh.
Insurance.
Insurance. Then they tell you courts, probate, juvenile.
Just asking.
Okay. The probate judge shall file the care and custody of papers, books, recordings belonging to. Let's continue. What are we talking about? We're talking about of the county.
Which
That's what we're
Title
looking
21
for
was that?
of the county.
Which Title 21 was that? Was that food
It's
and drug?
Florida. It's Florida.
Oh, okay. I
Right
was about
here.
to say,
It's Florida.
no, you had Title 21 up there. You scroll back up a little more.
This here.
So
It's
when you go-
Ohio. This is Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Ohio.
Juvenile. I was about to say, hold on. Okay, I yield.
All right. What else do we have? Okay, we already know that Title 26, Title 36 in Georgia is the counties, because it's the same Title 36 in Washington. Again, here we go. County powers. This is the most important section right here. The powers of the county are body corporate and body politic. Why is that the most important thing? Because of what we just said. In order for you to become a part of anything that is corporate or political, it has to be active. You have to do something. It's not just because where your parents had sex or where you popped out at.
Oh, nigga, you work here.
And then they tell you that the power shall be exercised by the board. By the board. Is the county board who's telling you to come to court? Y'all don't even know.
That's why Jesus was a carpenter. He know how to nail them boards.
We got to nail these boards for real.
Flat out.
Here we go back again in Ohio. What does the county powers apply to? They tell you the board of county commissioner powers. Look at that. First sentence, guys.
Listen, mine in Mississippi say they shall have the power in their discretion to prohibit or regulate the sale and use of firecrackers.
The sale and use of firecrackers.
What?
Roman candles, torpedoes, skyrockets, and any and all explosives.
That's county power?
Well, shoot, in Nebraska, it comes up talking about they could plant trees. That's what we found on the county power. They could plant trees in the parks.
Oh, look, it says they shall have the authority to negotiate with and contract with licensed real estate brokers.
My God, you have to have a license. You have to have a license. What kind of license? A business license, because all licenses are business licenses.
I'm gonna have to engage in that right with it.
You're gonna have to engage in that right with impunity. That's right, bro. That's right. The next set of shirts we're gonna make is gonna say disqualify the court. Should it say disqualify the court? Disqualify the judge? Which one sounds better?
Disqualify the supervisors.
Nah, that's not punchy. That's not punchy. You ain't gotta be disqualify the judge. You know, we're gonna make it like a stamp. Disqualified. Boom.
Judge, you've been hereby disqualified.
And for the whole statement, you're hereby disqualified. Judge, comma. You're hereby disqualified. Exclamation. I like that. But see what it says right here, guys? The county commissioners, we're back in Ohio. It says, if the interests of the county so require. It still has to be of the county. It has to be related to, like it says right here, public use. Okay? If the interests of the county so require, the board of county commissioners may sell any real estate. Now check it out, guys. Check it out. The banks fake foreclose on you. The county shows up to try to evict you and then sell your property. What? How could they do that? How did your property become interest of the county? Belonging, you see right here? Real estate property belonging to, and then it has to be no longer needed for public use, which means it had to have been for public use. Do you guys understand what they're saying?
What's the relationship to the bank and the county with the bank and the county?
It's none. They try to every time they try to foreclose on you, it's a hocus pocus to try to get you to see that the county is who's coming to evict you, as if it's county property. They only talk about the bank, so you focus on the bank and you start saying shit like, the bank didn't give me any money, and blah, 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 blah. And MERS and deed fraud. They don't care nothing about that. The county can't do anything to your property. They can't come to bring you service. They can't put your property up for public sale because it's not real property belonging to the county. It's telling you right there.
All those actions violate fair debt collection.
It violates fair debt collection. It also violates. It also violates public interest. It violates the legislative intent of the creation of the statute.
Then they're embarrassing you, fucking putting your name in the paper.
That's slander.
Yep.
Legislative intent to prevent homelessness.
That's right. That's the part that's against public policy. And anything that's against public policy is void. So when they think that they're using this is what they think that they're using to make people homeless. They missed the part right there where it says real property belongs to the county. They can only sell any real property. I mean, come on.
You ain't making no money there. That ain't real estate.
That's right. Who has not found or posted the corporate limits? Have you guys looked for this? This is what we need to look for those who have not found it. This is where all those things that I've read, it's found under the corporate limits or county powers. That's what you have to look for. See right here, powers, Board of County Commissioner powers. They already say off rip, county buildings, public purpose, use of county buildings for public library, county emergency, buildings owned by the county. They tell you it. Nobody's reading. People just want to be pseudo famous. I have a court date. Each county is a body politic and body corporate. That's what you want to look for under powers, because that's how you become suable, able to be sued and sue. In acquire and hold real estate and purpose property for the use of the county.
Jesus.
Everything is going to say that. Owned by the county. Every single thing is going to say that. Just like it says here, of the United States, belonging to the United States, subject to the United States, government of the United States, capacity of public officers. Is it starting to make sense to you guys?
Supposedly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Charles.
I said, ain't that how they get the supposed in rem jurisdiction?
It got to be property. Yes, that's right. That's how they get the in rem jurisdiction. It has to be their property.
Well, why the fuck I'm paying for it?
Because you're pretending to be Congress.
You're pretending to be Congress.
Hello.
Fucking hilarious.
If you're pretending to be Congress, you the one who has to pay because it says Congress shall have the power to pay the debt.
I don't remember signing up for that there.
Well, I don't know if my sister is still on, but when she went to get her dealer license, they told her she has to fill out an application to collect taxes.
So she has to be an employee of the IRS?
Not necessarily an employee, but obviously some type of contractor.
I mean, wouldn't she then be working for or subcontracting work from the IRS then in that sense?
That's a good question to ponder. I want to hear what you guys have on y'all paperwork from the research y'all did. I'll be right back. Y'all can discuss for a minute.
That's interesting. You need to fill out an application to collect taxes. Like, hold on, I don't work for Douglas O'Donnell.
Well, if you want to sell cars or you want that grocery store or whatever the hell, in order for you to charge other people taxes, which you must do.
Isn't that what they paid anyway for most of the cars?
Was say that again? Hold on, I missed that. Say that question again.
I believe I want to say that that's mostly what they paid for the cars sitting on the lot.
It's funny.
They're already paid for, right?
Technically, I would say yes. Everything is technically quote unquote prepaid, for lack of a better term. But they all
the car being a million pieces if it wasn't.
Yeah, technically. So they had to assemble it. However, you're not going to assemble an apple pie from the ingredients from my estate. And then be
Did I click on this for y'all?
Say it again, bro.
And then be like, yo, that's $4.99 a slice. If I gave you the ingredients to make apple pies, I'm not reaching in my pocket to further do some stuff for you. You're gonna have to go and sell that shit to an idiot that don't know, or whatever the case may be. However, the point I'm making though is like anything people asking you to transact energy for is really on some bullshit, technically. Like seriously, unless we're respecting each other's energy, i.e., I don't want you to die from starvation. So let me give you in this exchange of energy in the form of Cash App, PayPal, maybe it's a Federal Reserve note due to being under occupation, because I don't have the groceries that you may need growing out of my backyard. That's right. The only reason to exchange that kind of shit.
There's nothing wrong with reciprocity and tokens of appreciation. There's absolutely something wrong with a system that is selling you back your own rights.
Correct.
They take from you and then sell it back to you. That's that, and we go, yes, master, more please. Oh, I got the bag. Look, I can pay. I got all this.
If you want to masturbate, just give me $10 a month. Like that's what's happening. I'm not being vulgar, but that's what is occurring.
Hey, it's a cold ass system, boy. This shit's set up real nice.
It is.
This
It is.
system's cold.
It is very cold, and it is set up real nice.
You know, it took they thought of this shit out for a long.
Yeah, I mean, it has us in a position, but I can't give them some sort of credit for what they've done. Like the fact that they've been able to trick everybody into thinking that we have to do any of this is pretty amazing to me.
Is it that they tricked us, or did we write ourselves into their story?
Yeah, we kind of.
Well, yeah. I mean, we made
Are
a lot
they
of
tricking us?
presumptions. We made a lot of
No,
presumptions.
we
We made a
were
lot
not.
of presumptions.
We made a lot of assumptions, and we made a lot of presumptions, and we made 0 objections, and we asked 0 questions.
Yep. I mean, but that's the way we're.
Taught not to. My
Yeah, we
mother
were
always
raised
said-
that way. You know, I mean, we were
Yeah,
taught
mom
that.
always said you asked too many questions.
Yes, my dad said the same thing, and you know what he did? He took me to the fucking library. He's like, this damn girl keep asking me all these questions. Take her ass to the library.
Not me. I was told to shut up.
I wasn't. I was, come on, look, because my dad was also a reader. I used to try to get to read books thick like my dad. I'm like, wow, look at him reading that 800-page book. I gotta get me a 400-page book.
I'm going right to sleep.
My dad reads stuff like Ben-Hur. If y'all know Ben-Hur, it's a big book like this. My father had the leather-bound version.
Wow.
Look it up online. You're gonna see it's at least 2-3 inches thick. Okay, so I ask questions. We go into the library. When the 5th grade teacher said Malika's teaching my class, we want to have a parent-teacher conference. My parents were like, she teaching your class?
Show you
What you
right.
think they're gonna say? Malika, stop teaching the teachers. If the teacher was teaching, Malika wouldn't be teaching. If my classmates were understanding what the hell the dummy said in front of the room, I wouldn't have to say anything. But my classmates are not getting it, which is exactly why we're all here. Okay, so all my classmates can get it because the teacher, these gurus, I don't know what they just try to take y'all money.
Yeah,
Y'all haven't figured that out yet.
Thousands of people. I mean, thousands of dog cares that you say they taking thousands.
How many you put in, Samaya, before you realize like I can't file none of y'all stupid shit?
I mean, since you asked, I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably like 10K in the hole. Yeah, I'm like 10K in the hole. But I will say this. I am 10K in the hole. It's being recorded. I'm 10K in the hole, but I did get some of my money back from some of the people.
Jesus.
I went and got some of my money back, but
Okay, so I'm probably 10K in the hole too or more, but mine is not from giving it to the gurus. Mine is from buying databases that I can read and buying books I can read. Because anytime somebody tells me anything, the only thing I'm always thinking of is where can I read that so I can get the context? Where can I read that myself? So I can read the chapter before, the chapter after, so I can go to the table of contents, see what else I might need to read.
You hear me? Yeah, you're a straight bugaboo.
I'm a straight bugaboo. That's why people don't like me. That's why I don't go on nobody else's call. Because when I start asking, well, why are you doing all this bullshit instead of just disqualifying the attorney and the judge? They want to get off the line real quick.
That's what I told old Derek Gonzalez.
That's what you told who?
Derek Gonzalez.
That motherfucker.
And he's still running up in there.
In where?
The courtroom.
He went, whatever, yo. He don't personally y'all already know I blocked Derek Gonzalez because he tried to scam me. He tried to get into my class. Well, not try to. He sent his woman to get into my class and probably record it and then sell it in his mega pack. But guess what? I got people in his mega pack like, yeah, girl, if I see any of your stuff in there, I'll be sure to let you know.
That's dirty.
He is dirty because then he did a chargeback. It would be one thing if he let me keep the little stupid $100, but he didn't. He did a chargeback.
So he paid you and then cut it off.
Yeah, he did a chargeback, and then the woman gonna lie and say, "I don't even have PayPal." And then it gets better. He threw her under the bus by telling everybody he didn't know what she did to me. He told everybody she lied to me too. I was like, I'm blocking you for throwing your wife under the bus. We do not throw our spouses under the bus in Malika land.
Jesus
we ride and we die together in Malika land. Okay? You married?
He sacrificed his queen in this game.
Do not do that. I don't care if I lie to you, Malika. If I lie to you, my husband knows I'm lying to you. He knows. He's not gonna act like,
Hello,
oh,
Miss
she did that.
Anderson.
She must
This
have
is
lied
Alice.
to me
I'm an
too.
occupational therapist, and I am calling to inquire if
somebody
the position is still open.
Interstellar.
I know it's been posted for over 30 days.
All right, so we're gonna I'm showing you guys this right here. because I want you guys to see this is the United States District Court, Central District of California, order granting motion to recuse.
They did an order, or that ain't been handed in yet.
Yeah, it's been handed in.
In 2019.
Yeah, it's over. I don't know who these people are. Okay. This is just me finding a case because I be researching shit and people share things with me and I research and share things with them. Okay, this
I
is an
guess I'll
order
be all right
granting a
with getting
motion
that
to
then.
recuse. And I want you guys to see that they are recusing under Section 28, USC 455.
Section 4.
Disqualification under this section. Okay,
Legal
they're telling you. Then this is just one section. So disqualification under A is this.
That's all it really is. Isn't it?
And then they got B. They put B in here too, Charles.
Yeah, I don't need to do all that. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet.
Hey, mine is only 2 pages too, sir. Oh, and I just want you to know there are people asking questions. Like I kept telling y'all, talk to Charles. That's the only reason I made that post is if you don't like my version, you don't have to like my version. We gave you the notes so you can make up your own version. If you want to make up your own version, make up your own version. Why? Because you have the principles and you're not dumb or else you wouldn't be here. So you can make it up yourself.
You're the guy.
If you are in one of my groups, then you'll be able to see the version I made. But if you want Charles's exact version, he requires a donation and you need to talk to him to see what that is if you want it. Okay. Again, it's not mandatory. So please don't come and tell me anything at all. You can make up your own. You never have to use my examples. You never have to use anyone else's examples. You don't have to use anyone else's templates or whatever, because the most thing that we want to do for everybody is help you with your comprehension so that you will know how to use it
Mainly
by
comes from
yourself.
here. It comes from here.
Because I can't see what these people filed for their motion to disqualify. I'm just looking at the order. So I'm looking at the end result. And the end result is saying they use this section. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, if you use this section, regardless of if you get my template or Charles' template or anybody, you're okay. You got the right section. So just don't be a dumbass, make full sentences and make your point and you will win. This their own resulted in an ex parte communication with the judge because it was a bunch of people that were that had been evicted. That's why they made up this little group. Housing is a human right, which it is. It's a human right. It's an animal right. You know, birds do it, bees do it, right? Foxes, everybody on earth. Okay, snakes make dens, right? Don't snake make dens or nests? They make nests, right? Crocodiles and reptiles, they all make nests. Right, so it's a right. So this, they had an ex parte communication because the judge was trying to enforce this anti-camping ordinance. That's an ordinance of the municipal corporation, which means it only applies to what?
Employees.
On their land. It only applies to employees and it only applies to shit that's happening on their land, right? So these people filed this recusal for relief for the homeless people of the county. The relief sought includes enjoining various municipal anti-camping ordinances and to compel the municipal defendants to provide shelter. They don't necessarily have to provide the shelter, in my opinion. They just have to leave me alone when I either make the shelter or occupy the shelter. Just leave me alone. I wanted to show this to you guys.
I'm just a little tricked out by that because, like I said, once you make them recused, they can no longer issue orders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this order is not issued by the judge that was recused.
So basically, he can't say shit else, and it's just over anyway.
So this other judge is telling them the order has been granted.
Right.
Because they had an attorney. Just so you guys know, it was not a private notice, but that is not the point.
I like it.
Okay, exactly. It's not about that's why me and Charles were kind of butting heads a little bit. It's not about if you put it in the case or if you do it in private necessarily. They had to do it in the case because they were working with an attorney. An attorney is not going to contact the judge privately because that's a violation. That is actually a violation of how the shit is supposed to work. It's not a violation for us because we're not officers of the court. We don't have to put hours on the record and we don't have to file it as a motion. But I'm showing you this because it still can work. It still can work. And then again, this is the plaintiff is who filed it. So that's another reason why it went on to the case. The plaintiff filed it. At least I think it was the plaintiff that filed it. It was the defendants. But they were still represented by attorneys. So they had to do their stuff on the record. But again, I brought this up because I wanted to show you guys what they used, because some people are missing this main point from their disqualifications, and you cannot do a proper disqualification if you're not using the main. That's why I say it's the principal, not the only, but it's the principal recusal statute. So that's why you want to use it. All right, so let's go to some questions. Let's go to some questions real quick. I could actually put this in the.
I never even thought to look that up. Look up another one. You know what I mean?
You see that? Charles didn't even think to look up another one. I work a little bit different. I have to look up another one. I have to know how it's supposed to look. I have to know if there were any objections to it, what they were. I want to know the reason. If it's granted, I want to know the reason. If it's granted as a motion. All right. Tecumseh, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
Yo, what up? So, hold on, I'll be writing stuff down along the way. All right, so last Thursday, when I was trying to be on the call, I was like breathing in the background, but during the call, I left out and went to go make this run, and some dude like crossed in front of me on the bike, and he got smacked. So, so I mean, it was crazy because I stayed there, of course, right? Because and so he was there on the ground. He would let me know, like he knew it was his fault or whatever, because he was in all black. It was raining. He almost got ran over by the other car. Like had I been going any slower, I would have missed him, right? But he was like, "Oh, I had no brakes on my bike," right? So okay, that's the injured person, right? And the cops show up, right? But they know that he's not blaming me. Like he's saying it's his fault, but they're still hassling me for my information. So I didn't know if I was in a spot because of the there was an actual injury. I didn't know if I was in a spot to where I didn't have to give them.
Because it's not the man that was injured trying to prosecute you, and they cannot just take up the mantle.
Right. That's what I figured, because I let him know he wasn't no first-hand witness, because he was like, you just said you hit somebody. I'm like, you didn't even see it, man. So anyway, so I went to the city council.
Okay.
And they got back to me and they said, I sent them a one-pager, and they said that it's not within the jurisdiction of the city, and the cops are not city employees. So I sent them back a question like, okay, so I'm assuming
Wait, because I'm gonna need you to put a screenshot of that. But if the policy officers are not employees of the city, who exactly do they work for?
What I did was I also sent them the determination I got from the Court of Claims saying that they ain't state employees, right?
Okay, so now we have the city policy officers are not state employees, and now the city is saying they're not city employees.
They don't work for the maker then.
Well, he kind of said it was a different agency. I sent it to city council. I sent it to the court administrator, but I'm like, okay, I missed the mayor and the chief of police, because he was like, that's a different agency. But it was crazy because right after he said that, he said that's not in our jurisdiction. So I think.
Are they bringing
any
claims in any courts under any, like the city or the state? Have they brought
Yeah,
any
they
claims?
trying to say because I ain't had no listings and all of that.
Okay, who did they bring the claim as? Who did they bring the claim as?
I didn't notice. I'm pretty sure it's the state though.
Who is listed as the
police department?
The police department is the plaintiff?
Hold on, I know it's the state. I know it's the state. It's always the
No.
state,
You got to
but
be
they're
clear. You don't have to guess. You don't have to guess. Literally, just go and look and see who is listed as the plaintiff. Is it the city of? Is it the county of? Is it the state of? Is it because like when they tried to give our son the ticket, it literally says it was the state trooper, not the state trooper, the state, whatever they call, state patrol.
Or maybe a fictitious plaintiff. They might be bringing it in the name of the state.
It's the state of.
It says the state of, but
says that
then
they're
you
not with them.
have a proof saying that they're not employees of the state.
That's a fictitious plaintiff by definition.
And who's the police department? What are they called? What police department?
The city of the Canton Police Department.
Canton, Canton, Canton Police Department.
All right, I'm about to look that up right now.
And so they chief is already gone. I tried to hint around, like I know who y'all
You and
is.
Cindy is who made the chief get fired, man. Y'all retire. Y'all made him leave.
Wow.
Y'all was riding them too hard.
So I'm like, I tried to hint around like it should be because after the sergeant came through and like he wasn't going as hard, but once they because I gave him my little ID that I made, y'all. Like, yo, this is me. This how I identify.
That's what I do. I give them the ID I
So,
made.
Like,
They give you a ticket.
Yeah, they
Yeah, they
gave
gave
me
him a ticket in the state in the
hit
name
it
of the
with
state of.
I hit it with the under duress. I could tell that the cop was looking at my signature, a little pissed off, but I could tell his sergeant also checked him because he was talking real hard, like, "Oh, we're gonna take you to jail," blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, I didn't even have to stay here.
It's not even an arrestable offense.
And once I said that to the sergeant, I think that's what kind of because I could have left that dude on the side of the road. Like, come on, man.
Something
So sergeant
similar
kinda
happened
shut
to me,
down.
and I left the dude on the side of the road. Why? Because I was pregnant with her, and I was on my way to class, and it was during my finals. And I was like, I ain't got time, bro. You should not have been on that bike. Sick shit. And I was
he
like,
kept telling me like, go ahead, get on out of here, but I wasn't gonna leave. But I could tell like he was a little fucked up. Like had I hit him any harder, I would have broke some shit.
But
Yeah,
you
like,
did it.
I can tell you how to beat that ticket. Yeah, I mean, basically on the Constitution, right, Malika, it says you have the what is it, unalienable right to contract or some shit. So then you just go in there and ask them, can the court, can your honor, can your honor order me to contract with DMV, right, and get a
Yeah,
license?
and that's he's saying to do it as your honor, like you're in court. But I would ask it in a records request in advance.
it's funny because that's what I sent to the city council, and I think that's why they got
Yeah,
thrown
but
under
you
the
also
bus.
got to send it to the DMV because they're trying to enforce some
Right.
type of Department of Transportation, Department of Motor Vehicles, either one or the other.
So what I was gonna say on that, if he can't give the order for you to contract with DMV to get the license, they can't hold you liable for not having one.
There you go.
And I'm sending to the chat right now while I'm calling them. I'm just waiting for this to ring. I see their website and they're under the contact us on the lower left-hand side. There's it in the chat, the link. It says under contact us, it says Canton City Hall. So there's the mayor.
Oh, the mayor. You're at the Kansas City Hall. That's awesome.
It's gotta be.
You're going to get that squared away real quick, Joe. No problem. I would do a records request to the DMV or the Department of Transportation and ask them for the underlying obligation and what statute they're, what records that they're using to say that you are bound to those statutes. All right. Thanks for your
Hey,
question.
I got one more off. It's kind of off subject question.
Okay.
So y'all know I kind of did the school dirty. I mean, I ain't doing dirty. They was trying to do me dirty, so I hit them.
You talking about for the kids?
Yeah. So
That one took could generate from a sound mind of sanity. That leaves one who dwells in fiction insane.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I was we got a teenager here and he wants to go to school. So I'm trying to figure if I should just king walk in that bitch because I feel like I'm kind of back walking now because I told them they ain't gotta go to their school. But now I got one who wants to go. So I'm trying to figure if there's any suggestions on that one.
When we were homeschooling our kids and then they suddenly around the age of 12 or 13 said they wanted to go, we just told them no.
I knew you was gonna say that.
We just told them no. But I did feel at the time, I was feeling the same way you were. Like, should I let them go? Should I not should I, it's bullshit. I'm not letting you go. It's like, hey, you're underage. It's like if somebody comes to you underage and they're like, some guy or girl wants to have sex with me, would you say, well, they're asking, we should let them do it? Is that what you would say? Because they are trying to have intercourse with your children when you send them to their school.
I
Yeah.
tell my hell no,
Cool.
under no circumstances. I'd rather they ass be illiterate than fuck around and learn that bullshit that still taking me 40 some years to deal with. Hell no.
That's
I actually
important.
went through the same thing with Sierra, who made I explained everything to her, and that would have been her junior and senior year, according to the school. And she decided she didn't want to go. And has since stated many times she's so glad that she's not in there. So I'm not sure what grades.
One
they
of
might
the
possibly
main
be
reasons
in.
I didn't send my kids to school or I took them out of school because the youngest only went to kindergarten is one, I knew that they were going to try to say that he had a learning disability. Not because he actually had a learning disability.
You're
No
gonna pay
problems at
that.
all whatsoever. Okay. My kids have never taken any, like they're sharp. Okay. But they were going to, I know they were going to try to diagnose him because my son could not sit for hours for you to tell him anything. He's not going to do it.
I think for me, with the Omicron one where you have all the political power, if there was a particular class like a wood shop or physical education, I would like to go to the public classes and if you want to.
And you know
So
what?
can-
It's better
you
to
can
still
select and
find them
choose-
some type of
you can select and
vocation,
choose.
some type of vocational school or some type of apprenticeship program.
You can also choose the classes. You don't have to go to the whole school. If they just want one class in biology or something, you don't have to take all the classes.
That's true. That's
Mhm.
true. And I did
Mhm.
know
Like you
one
choose.
family that did that. I can't remember what state they were in, but they used to allow their children to do stuff like participate in the sports program and I think one or two other things. But even right now, somebody mentioned in the chat their homeschool co-ops that if they want interaction with other children, for example, they're also IMCA programs. If they want to just commune with other children their age or something like that, you can enroll them in the classes at the Y and look for things like that. If they're of age and they could explore things like welding or other types of vocations, yes, you're gonna have to so-called pay, in some kind of way or offer some type of compensation to get into those programs. But like, I only mentioned because again, we looked into stuff like that for our boys. And when they decided that they were both really into cooking, we were like, oh yes, thank you, Lord. So the one today that I had to put you guys on hold for, today is supposed to be his first day working at another job where he did not put in his youth. I don't know if he's gonna come home with the forms in his hand, but they told him he could do everything online. And when he got to the background check stuff, we called the background check company yesterday and they told us that he could just put in 9999 as the so-called social and then give them a call and let them know that he actually did that intentionally. And that's what we did yesterday. And he's at work today. So we don't know how it's going to pan out, but he's been there at least an hour and
So not the W4V.
he didn't, no, I don't, Charles, I don't fuck with forms only because I don't understand them. I don't look at the W8 Ben and it has you declaring yourself to be a foreigner. Look at the W4V is exactly like the W4, but the only reason to fill it out is if you want voluntary withholding.
I thought it said line 147 and something else that you're not volunteering to pay it. I could be wrong now.
If you fill that out, they're going to ask you for numbers. Unless you put 9999999 or 111 or whatever, they're going to expect a number there.
Maybe I have to look at it again.
Yeah, I might
see where
have to
you're
look at
coming
it
from.
again too. Maybe we'll do another presentation where that's all we look at so we can get clear. Because when I look at the Form 56, they talk about being dead. I'm like, I don't understand why anybody's filling this shit out. And like I said, I'm not the brightest bulb in the chandelier, but I think I got a little glimmer in me, and that shit don't make sense to me. So I'm not filling it out. Maybe I need to pay $8,000 so one of the gurus could hold my hand and explain it to me.
I did a power of attorney though on my name, on my person, right?
I mean, if it's mine, I don't have to fill out power of attorney.
True.
It's mine.
You got evidence on the record. God damn it.
No,
If
the
you
fact
want
that the evidence on the record is my
Right,
evidence.
right.
Because if they say this is your name, okay, so why the hell you using it?
Okay, so like when you
If
do
they
the
go, well, this
dealership,
is my name. Why the fuck you talking to me then?
they hide it in the
It's either
application.
one. Either it's your
Right.
name and you not supposed to be talking to me about it, or it's my name and you got proof I gave you authority to talk to me about it.
Right,
That's it.
They're hiding the shit in the financial or the application, one of the two.
Yeah, they playing hide and go seek.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Where Bobby at? Let's go on. Champ, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst. Thank you for your questions, Joe.
Thank you.
Hey, so I was I was looking, I'm doing my notice to the private notice to disqualify the judge. So I was going to make sure I had her name spelled correct, and she's gone.
What?
I have a new judge. Yeah.
Hot potato, hot potato.
No.
Hot potato, hot potato.
No notice. No, she didn't do the whole recuse herself or whatever she's supposed to do or notice. I don't know, but there's no notice on there. Just a new judge.
No dare check.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could be for any reason. If it wasn't based on a notice that you sent to them or anything, they could just be died suddenly, like someone put in the chat. Yes.
Or they got COVID.
What did you say? Your judge recused herself, but what did you do? You filed a
No,
notice
no.
privately?
She's just a
No.
judge, period. She didn't file
It's
anything.
just a new judge on there, but I'm thinking it has a lot to do.
Musical chairs.
I'm thinking it has a lot to do with how aggressive I was during the last hearing for the motion to show authority.
Oh, yeah, because no judge wants to make their attorney show their authority because it's just like what Charles said. If the judge don't have any authority, the attorney don't have any authority either. So the judge don't want to be who questions the attorney's authority because the attorney could easily turn around and be like, well, judge, where's yours?
They ain't gonna throw each other under the bus, but he
They're
knows it's
not going
coming.
to throw each other under the bus. The judge decided to leave.
I said no, she left her friends.
But that's why I like to call down there and figure out who is on my case before you do it.
Yeah, that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to make sure she got the name spelled right and found
Right.
out it's a different judge.
And that's cool. Just go ahead and get rid of it.
Yep.
Now I have to search down the rabbit hole for her information, but I just found that quite odd.
What information do you need? Just change the name to whoever's on there. You don't have to change anything else.
I've had 2 or 3 different judges on the case.
So that
Charles, do you bother to put in their bar license number if they have one?
Who, me?
Yeah, do you bother to include their bar number?
Yeah, I'll search that shit and find it.
It's easy. Just put their name in, put bar number, it comes right up. You don't have to do no hard research. Just change out the name and the bar number and let that shit rip.
Hey, Malika.
Hey,
Hey, so I have a little tidbit on these fictitious black wearing robe people and also the barflies. So what you can bring to the attention is they're using a fictitious name, right? Because number one, that name that they have displayed in the room is not that's on their bar association license. You understand? So they're using false so you can bring that up as not having any registration to use that name, right? Because the name is always their full name on the bar license and they're using middle initials in court. So that's a misnomer. That's a nom de guerre.
That's impersonating a judge, right?
that's impersonating. It's called impersonating a public official.
Well, not even that. That's operating without registration.
Right, which means you're impersonating a public official because the public official with the license has a different name from you. Now you impersonating.
Right. So you would put the notice as misrepresentation and using nom de guerre to create confusion. You know, something to that effect. Make it a note.
Yeah, she's using. Both of the judges are using their full proper names.
Good. So just focus on the 455 then.
Idiots.
You said a nom. What did you say,
It means
Trinity?
it means war name. Nom for name, de guerre of war. It's 3 separate words. Nom de guerre.
And then
It's the name of war. That's right.
if he has an attorney's license, a bar license on the bench, that's a goddamn RICO.
Yeah.
Suave.
That's what I always say. Suave. It used to be Bobby that yells out Rico.
Working together to fleece you for $1.
That's that conflict of interest.
Yeah, that contract that you had talked about.
It's just a conflict of interest, period. The person against me is a bar member. The person adjudicating is a bar member. That person adjudicating cannot claim that they're unbiased.
Impartial,
correct. Okay? It's conspiracy and it's collusion. It's also RICO, but they don't like to apply RICO to people who are doing this RICO activity while acting as a public official. They don't do RICO against public officials. People try, but people also lose. Okay?
Yeah, but if they're beating due process right from the get-go.
I'm not saying it's not RICO. I'm saying we lose when we try to go under RICO. You'll be better off doing other things. Violation of rights on the color of law definitely is an umbrella. Once you start trying to go all the way down and drill down to RICO, you get blocked. I'm just letting y'all know reality.
The fact that Charles, was you saying the fact that the judge is actually a bar member, period?
Not just that they are, but they're supposed to be adjudicating something where someone on the other side is also. That's what's creating the conflict.
Gotcha.
If it's just you against your neighbor and they're a bar member, that's not a big deal. But if it's me against a bar member and you a bar member, that's a problem. You can no longer claim, even though you might try to act like you're unbiased and impartial, the record doesn't reflect that you are. That's your frat brother. Okay? That's right. Call on the play. All right. Illegal holding. Was that your last question, Champ?
Yes, I just wanted to know if you guys thought that was pretty unusual or if it was a rare occurrence. But I really think the
They
motion
don't
picture authority had a lot
judges
of
switch sometimes. It's usually because they don't want to deal with the case, unless of course they, now you have to take into consideration that they did die suddenly. So you don't actually know.
And who's the chief? Who's the chief judge of that whole bullshit that they're saying?
I forget his last name is Poole, Polle.
Yeah, do a snipe rip. I like to call him a snipe rip. That's not something you guys can actually look up, but a snipe rip, like snipers aim for the head and the body drops.
That's
You know,
right.
Like, fuck with you.
Yep. You can. Yeah. And I like that approach to just make sure you include that the head judge is also disqualified. But, just attacking the one on the bench is enough because eventually they're going to run out of judges to replace.
On the early Nintendo system, it's like Duck Hunt.
That's right. That's right. That's right. All right.
That was it.
Thanks for your input, Champ. All right. We got enough time for maybe one or two more questions, guys. So I apologize for those I won't be able to get to. Glider, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
This is back from when we were going through the state charter.
Thank you. Thank you for keeping it on topic.
It's just the bullying and the shenanigans and the deceptive writing. It hit me. I was looking at Section 7, which is the equivalent of the Fourth Amendment in the Colorado Charter, that's saying, the security of a person, property, searches, seizures, and warrants. And here's where it's just bizarre because it says the people shall be secure in their persons, paper, homes, and effects from unreasonable searches and seizures, semicolon. It would be fine. That would be great. That would be there for the people. But it continues to say, and no warrant to search any place or seize any person or thing shall issue without describing the place to be searched, the person or thing to be seized, as near as may be without probable cause, supported by oath, affirmation, reduced to writing. So if they had just left it alone at people will be secure in their person, that is the only time that the word person was used accurately. And then right after the semicolon, everything goes right
It doesn't go wrong. It actually reflects almost exactly the Fourth Amendment.
Hold on.
Even
and
that last part.
It's also saying after that
Because the
semicolon,
last part of the Fourth Amendment says that they can only arrest persons. They cannot arrest people. But yet we be letting them arrest our bodies.
which
See
means
right
you gotta
here?
be
No
property.
warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause supported by oath of affirmation, particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. They're not supposed to be seizing people.
Which means there should be Article 1, Section 8 property. That's what that's actually backing.
Yes.
Article 1, Section 8 property, or
Yes.
state property, or county property, or municipal property.
Yep.
They should be fucking talking to you. You say,
They're
is it-
converting people into persons and then going, oh, we can arrest you.
No, people ought to be secure in their persons. Geppetto is secure in Pinocchio, but
Yes.
Pinocchio is in county property or state property.
That's right. If they show up and Pinocchio is county property, well, if the property Pinocchio is in is county property, then they can approach the property. If it's not county property, they could only send a letter saying, please, can we come on to your property to get our stuff? And you can say,
Right out.
only persons can be seized. Persons and things can be seized.
So that's back to back.
They cannot seize people, but y'all be letting them seize your body.
USC 9 is in harmony with that after the semicolon part.
The semicolon, I don't know why they put a semicolon there, but it's just as if they put a semicolon right here
Correct.
or right here.
Right. And I love that Geppetto and Pinocchio reference. I really do. And it's not that I get it. I get exactly what they're saying. My point was this doublespeak has been in there since the very beginning. The federal
It's not
constitution. You have
doublespeak.
to know how to
It's
read
not
it.
doublespeak. It's miscomprehension. If
Okay,
they clearly
fair
say
enough.
only certain persons can be seized in a same sentence that they're talking about people, it means that they knew they could say you could seize people. They just didn't. But we
I
want to
love this
read
because
that it includes people.
it
It's
shows
us doing
people
that.
and persons are separate, though, and I do love that about it because you can use that just to point out that there is a huge
Exactly.
difference.
The people
Yeah,
who
there's a
wrote this are not stupid. They knew the difference between people and persons, and that's why they didn't say and people to be seized.
Yeah, I
You
love it.
have to be able to call the persons inside the corporation something. So they call them persons. I think it makes perfect sense.
My person is who I created.
And you don't have to register that person. by
No,
application.
I don't. Because if I register it is when it becomes property organized under the laws.
Well, this
Now-
is why we're not seen as being able to handle our own affairs, because until we can dig into sentences like this and see exactly what it's meaning, you can't handle your own affairs. But I just thought it was interesting.
Something wrong with you. Non-compos mentis.
But if you see on the first line, it says persons, and I think that's where even the people that are in those service positions, they're equating that to be securing people in their persons, and then you have the persons down again on the last line. So I think that's where
No, they're
know.
confused because they don't read it. That's why they're confused. They're
Right.
confused because they want you to be a person so they could seize you. They want you to be a thing owned by or ceded to the United States.
Right.
I yield. Thanks.
Thank you.
Malika has the right to be secure in her lawful living, houses, papers, and effects.
That's right. I have the right to be secure in my malikaduke.com, my houses, papers, and effects, because I do have a malikaduke.com.
And a good defense is I do not recall.
Absolutely. We need to do a class just on phrases to include in our paperwork. Phrases
done
like
it.
I do not recall, the record
Yes.
does not reflect.
Yes, I never met this person in my life. You know, you can put all that because you have a right not to give evidence against yourself.
And
you
that's why
can-
y'all will see my a lot of my paperwork, it begins with there is no legal or lawful relationship between the plaintiff and the defendant.
Amendment, well, Fifth Bill of Right. Let me say that. Fifth Bill of Right.
Fifth article, first bill of right.
I think that class
Anyway,
is
guys,
pretty
thank you for your
important.
input, Glider.
Thank
My
you,
last one
Malika.
today, I think. So go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
Time I had an emotional outburst, but I'll let somebody else go because it's not really that important. Somebody else may want to have something more important to say.
We want to hear it.
All right, since you want to hear it, here we go. So my sister has been having an issue with the welfare department because she applied for SNAP benefits, right? So they went through this whole income thing. So I called them and I was like, hey, I gave them information like she doesn't have income. So they denied her for the benefits. Do you know they went into their system and completely changed all the records of why they denied it? 2 supervisors went in there and completely changed everything that they said. They changed everything.
They
changed
changed
all the
everything,
paperwork.
but it's still supporting a denial.
It is, but the reason they said they denied it, they switched it from income to it being some other kind of crazy reason that like I've never even heard of before. I had to like research in their policies, but they just completely switched it. Once I sent the letter of she doesn't have income, she's not an employee, there's no
Right.
such thing as an employer. I sent them all that stuff, and they completely went in there and switched like everything, and I was shocked. I'm like, I didn't think that was possible. So I end up sending a letter to the head DHS person, and it's just funny that they're like, well, we don't see any of this stuff in the system that you're talking about. What are you referring to? I'm like, what? So that was my emotional outburst. So what I did was I actually sent them a copy of the lawsuit that I was going to file against them, and I told them they had 7 days, and so now they're like, well, now they're saying that the head person is doing an investigation, but they're like, we don't know what you got to talking about. Like none of this stuff is in her file. But that was kind of funny that happened. That was my emotional outburst is that, because all of my phone calls are recorded, I recorded it and I told them I would be sending the recordings that they would like. And so then the person over the county assistant's office basically called me and was like, well, let's see how we can settle this. And I was like, well, we can settle it by you giving her food stamps. Like basically she
Give me
applied
the
for
card.
it.
Stop tripping.
But here's what he said. He said, okay, well, we'll consider it if you will write a letter to DHS, basically rescinding what you said our office did. So but so many words. I said, excuse me. He was like, well, yeah, as long as you can, you'll give them something basically saying that we're agreeing to this and that there was a misunderstanding.
Give me the card, sucker. Give me the card first.
I couldn't believe he was saying this. I'm sitting here like, this is crazy. This dude is basically telling me to rescind everything that happened just so they can give her like
Give
I
it to me
actually said it was
first. Give it to me first, because if you give it to me, then it won't matter.
Then it won't matter. Yeah, it's just funny. I just said that to say like we got to keep record. Like that's why all my phone calls are recorded. You know what I mean?
That's
So
amazing.
I actually sent them a copy of my phone records because they said they of her phone records. They said they did an interview with her on certain days. So I sent a copy of her phone bill and said, well, if they did an interview on her days, can you pick out her phone number? That can you pick out your county office's phone number from this phone bill?
Right.
It's not on here, and it's just like that's my emotional outburst. And I think these people are just either they're crazy or they think the world is stupid. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure which one it is. But that was it. So I sent them a copy of the lawsuit that I was going to file on all of them, and I named the employees personally in the lawsuit.
Awesome.
That-
Wow.
Unless you're gonna take Dara, which seems like that was pretty short.
What I'm looking for, guys, we did we did a call at least a year, if not 2 years ago, the first time we did it. And it was about a notice from the joint agencies of the Health and Human Services, Social Security, and the DOJ. I know I spoke about it in the birth certificate / SSN class because it's a major deal. And so it might even be in the folders, but I want
Are
to
you
show
talking
you guys.
about that? Are you talking about that finding that immigrants or whatever? And
Yep.
it talks about all of this stuff. Yeah, that's in the Social Security number one.
The folder?
Yep. Because I used it. I used it in one of my cases.
Awesome. I can't remember what folder that is in.
Okay, let me
BCS.
see.
Is it? No, it's not a CPS. Either in Feed the Fam or it's here under miscellaneous.
It's the second one under the religion, the RF,
Yeah, but what folder is it in?
Okay, let me find.
So I said it's not BCSSN. Is there no?
Yeah, I think it's in there.
It's in BCSSN.
Is there a folder that reflects that?
I'm here. Oh, that class is at the bottom. No, I must be in the wrong folder. I'm in the wrong folder. We didn't do a BCSSN, so then it got to be under It got to be under miscellaneous. It might be under miscellaneous PDFs. Let me see.
Are you looking for the act? I know you're looking for a certain post. But
I'm
what
looking specifically for the 5 or 6 page document.
Oh,
That's a joint document from the Department of Health and Human Services, the DOJ, and the SSA.
yeah, I remember that was on the DOJ site, wasn't it?
No, it's on Health and Human Services site.
Oh, I don't remember that then.
I got it. I'm finna find it. And
Sunny is putting it in the chat. It's right here.
Okay.
Boom. I got it. So this is actually uploaded onto, it's in folder number 40. So everybody can remember where it is. I asked people who I thought would know, and most people didn't know what the hell I was talking about. But everybody needs to see this. Joint from the Department of Justice, the Department of Health, and the Department of Housing. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
How do you get to a folder number?
You can just type it in right here.
Go to the video.
LawfulLiving.com/folders/ the number of the folder. All the folders have numbers. This
And
is
the
folder
BCS.
number 29, contains all of these classes. And this is the BBC SSN is the first one.
It's under the videos folder, not the law docs folder.
Okay, and then you click on this folder and you have the main classes here and the notices we go over in the class. Okay. Somebody mentioned fraud in the inducement the other day, and I was like, yeah, we know all about fraud in the inducement because we talk about that. Okay. So like I said, DOJ, HUD, federal funding. What does this say? This basically says that they cannot discriminate right here. It says some grant recipients mistakenly believe they are authorized. They're not. They're not authorized to provide critical life-saving services to certain categories of, just read it as people, certain categories of people. The only reason that they're using immigrants here is because those are the people less likely to have a social security number. But anyone who doesn't have a social security number, okay, is what this is targeting. Okay. I'm going to read the first paragraph. The United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, Department of Health and Human Services, and the Department of Justice issue this joint letter to remind recipients of federal funding assistance, which is all those people trying to, everybody. That's like the state, the HHS, that's like all of them. The schools, the public schools, okay? This is
Singular
the post
being-
office, okay?
Singular beings are not recipients. Just want to put that out there.
They're not talking about the They're not talking about the single individuals. The
Yeah, I
recipients
know.
of federal assistance are the agencies. They're
Well,
talking and they say it. It's not like you don't have to read it into it. When they say attention federal funding assistance recipients, they're talking about the agencies
correct.
that are receiving the federal funding to then divvy out to the people. Okay. So it says they issue this letter to remind the agency recipients of federal funding, financial assistance that they should not withhold certain services. Remember, this is the recipients now. The agencies should not withhold certain services based on immigration status. So they shouldn't be asking you, are you born here? Are you not born here? Where were you born? Because it doesn't matter if you cannot withhold. You understand? It doesn't matter where I'm actually born if you can't withhold the services based on that status.
And the reason that is immigration is a going into. So if you read that with services based on things that go into when the services are necessary, go into those things, and I deem a service an equitable necessity. It says issues this joint letter to remind recipients federal financial assistance that should not withhold certain services based on me going in there if I'm in a certain status or state of confusion.
When the services are necessary to protect life or safety. I would say getting access to food stamps is necessary to protect life and safety.
Right. And
Okay?
how much I deem necessary.
See what it
Certain
says the next
measure.
sentence? This is not a new policy. It's not new. You can't say, oh yeah, you just made this. No, it's not new. It's never been the case. They cannot be like, oh, where were you born? Oh,
What's
well, we're
that
going to
matter?
deny you. No, some grant recipients mistakenly believe they are not authorized to provide critical life-saving services to certain categories of people. This is not the case. As explained in greater details below, where you were born is not a bar to providing certain services necessary to protect life and safety, such as shelter, housing assistance, including transitional housing, crisis counseling, and intervention. So y'all could go and read the rest. We first went over it. It was at least like 2020, I think, the first time we went over this. And everybody needs to get a copy of this letter because we use it as attachments when they try to do dumb shit like deny you for SNAP services because you didn't give them the social. And that's what I really liked about this particular communication, because it defined specifically the act that was the problem was the fact that you don't want to give me the social security of everybody in your house, so we're going to deny you services. They like, nah, you can't do that. You
So
cannot
that's-
do that. You can't make them give you the social security of everybody in the house, and if they don't, you deny them services.
So that's
So
the
that's why
difference.
I like this, because although they're talking about immigration, it literally is about anybody that does not wish to continue to use the fraud called the birth certificate, or they never got one, like my children. Okay? So
Yeah,
that's
so
why I like this so much.
When we hear our brother keep talking about residency, that's the difference between a habit, an inhabitant, and residency. If you look at residency as a siding with the commercial country that you come into, if you want to side with that, you can, legal or illegally, or you can just make a habit of staying there. And if you make a habit of staying there, that means they're opening up their church. Their church doors
Yes.
are open for your religious adherency. So this is a particular problem of being a resident with a legal delegation of authority or being spiritually habiting in a place. Does that make sense? It's an either or.
Yes. All right, one more, guys, because I went over showing that. One more, and then we're gonna go. Darlene, go ahead with your question, comment, or emotional outburst.
Actually, I have a question. Is that with Ohio Department of Transportation, you were talking about our Constitution. They have a department called Department of Bureau Motor Vehicles. Bureau Motor Vehicles used to, like 20 years ago, have a business license. It does not any longer through the Secretary of State. Secretary of State, one of the underdog registrars of Ohio, has a most recent business license, but it expired maybe 10 years ago. So they used to operate in business. Now they do not. Now they count themselves as the executive branch.
Okay, well, we don't care what they call themselves.
Right. Right. Well, I went and after everything they put me through, I went and found out that they are committing paper terrorism acts.
Of course
And
they are. They're committing paper terrorism by talking to people that are not a member, proven to be a member of their municipal corporation. You're breaking up.
guys, that what they're doing is that the courts, once you get a conviction, the court will submit a paper document to Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles to suspend the license. That's
Good.
where the
You're breaking up again. I don't know if it's where you're going or standing or if you turn the phone from your mouth or something, but every time you stop talking. Okay. I'm going to have to mute it because it's not all right. So I apologize for that. And I wish we could actually hear what it is that she was saying. But what they have themselves named as is inconsequential. You have to stick with the basics and comprehend the basics. Even when she's saying stuff like, when you get a conviction, it's impossible for you to get a conviction because in order to get a conviction, you have to be rightly named as a defendant. And in order for you to be rightly named as a defendant, you absolutely have to be a member of the municipal corporation. And in order for you to be a member of the municipal corporation, you have to have applied to make a record, unless you're what? A slave. So on that note,
Check your email.
stay free.
Check your email for tonight.
Bye,
Cool.
All right.